Welcome everybody to day 2 of the Noosa 7's, brought to you by visit noosa.com.au and of course IGA Marketplace, Kennards, the Kennards commentary box that had a bit of an accident last night with us. Tournament Director Brow, how are you, mate?
Mate, very well, very well. Looking forward to another outstanding day of 7's rugby.
Well, you didn't make the beach party last night, went to Midnight Oil. How was that?
Got just as wet as everybody else
I'll tell
here.
you what, the beach party was pretty good. We've got a walkout first up. Explain this to our viewers out there.
Okay, so this was to be the first of the elite men's quarterfinal between Caloundra and the Northern Warriors from Northern Territory. Unfortunately, the Northern Warriors have gone a bit wandering overnight.
They've gone back to Darwin.
We are not sure where they are. So Caloundra has taken the field. The referee's out there. What we'll see now is the referee blow the whistle.
Well, it is a bit of a shame, isn't it? Because, I mean, the players out there, Dan McKenzie, I was speaking to him last night at the beach party. He was pumped for a big day here at 7's, the big number 9.
Yeah, and look, it's just not the start that Caloundra would have wanted. They would have wanted a nice hit out this morning. But as we see there, the referees declared the game a walkover. In the round robins, ordinarily, that would be a 35-0 scoreline in favour of Caloundra. But what will happen now is that Caloundra will move straight through to the next round uncontested.
Yeah, very good. So they'll be happy with that. Maybe save their legs, and that might be a benefit for them later on in that bowl competition, the bowl side of the draw. So obviously with the bowl, the plate, and the cup being fought out here today. There's some big teams here at Noosa 7's, and it was a great display of rugby yesterday. Wasn't it amazing?
And the two tournament hotshots, Tribe 7's and the Noosa Dolphins, coming up against each other in an absolute belter of a game.
Oh, wasn't it? And I tell you what, Brisbane, Fiji, let's not write them off. They look pretty good as well.
Mate, they're the dark horses in about their 4th year at our tournament now, and they just continue to grow and grow and grow. So their 7's program is obviously doing wonders down in Brizzy.
And of course, we've got the 18s boys here today, which is going to be a big event, throwing the ball around. I'm speaking to actually the Brisbane Fijian 18s, and they're absolutely excited to be part of this Noosa 7's program as well.
And they'll be one of the favourites, I think, Brisbane Fiji, with their under-18s. The Noosa boys have come together overnight. We've had a team, unfortunately, not be able to make it up here, probably due to the weather. But the Noosa boys have come together, and you'll see the Noosa Dolphins taking the place of the Snakes, if anybody's looking at the draw.
They'll be first up against the UQ, so that's a tough match for the local boys. But with the local crowd, the local knowledge, the knowledge of the sand-based pitch, which has held up remarkably after we've had some torrential rain over the last couple of days. Credit to all the staff here, because the facilities are magnificent.
The ground staff have just been working tirelessly. I know we had a couple of blokes actually sleep here overnight to make sure that they were right in position and ready to go for this morning's play. Look, the field has just come up an absolute treat. We were very lucky back in 2013 when we hosted the British and Irish Lions as their final training camp before they headed into the last test down in Sydney. And we were lucky through the great support of our local council and the state government to get some much-needed funds to bring the field up to the standard that it is now.
Yeah, and it's an amazing, and there's a couple of fields here. The backfield is equally as impressive. I tell you what, that clubhouse is pretty good as well. Can't wait till the end of the day. We're going right through till 6 o'clock here on the live stream, bringing you every match here today. And that clubhouse has got my name on it after we knock off here today.
There's a little chair up there that I hope's got the word Brow written on it. It'll be put aside for me, because I intend to make my way there at the end of the day.
Well, it's been a big couple of weeks for all the organisers. Obviously, you're tournament director. How much work has gone into putting this event on?
Mate, as we said yesterday, you know, this thing starts in December when we start putting out expressions of interest for the next year's event. I can tell you, over in my control tent, I've got a team of about 8 doing various roles. Right through, we've got the club president, we've got life members, just an army, if you like, all the way down to our under-8s ball boys.
Well, I'll mention the under-8s, a special mention to young Atticus, who was running the team sheets over yesterday. So you've got everyone involved volunteering, and he did a great job. He was drenched. He was a little drowned rat, and he kept the team sheets dry for us.
And he probably didn't slow down all day.
No, he didn't. And a big smile on his face all day. He was unbelievable. So we're going to go to the 18s up next. Who do you like in this one? There's some good teams. Brisbane Fiji, as we mentioned, University of Queensland, the local boys back in it. how's it going to go?
Mate, UQ's program, we see that, and we've talked about that yesterday with the success that their women are having. So their 7's program is very, very good. Brisbane, Fiji are just setting the world on fire in the 7's arena at the moment. Our local boys, I can tell you, having just walked away from the control tent where one of the parents are, some of them are still eating breakfast.
Oh, well, you got to eat when you're 18 years old. You can eat for 10 men.
Get the strength, and they'll be down here, and they're going to put on a fairly good show. You know, they're going to make a really red-hot crack at this.
Well, there was a few of them up there in that beach bar last night having a good time, so hopefully they're doubling up on the bacon and egg rolls, which are amazing here, to tell you the truth. It's been good. The food tents, everything about this Noosa 7's event has been top-notch.
Mate, yeah, we really strive to put on an entertainment act, really, for the weekend. You know, we want people to come in and enjoy 7's for what it is, but also enjoy the carnival atmosphere. You know, we had the Fijian drum band going loud and strong throughout the day, the beach party overnight. We've already talked about the facilities we have here at Noosa Dolphins, you know, and the canteen was rocking. The beach bar speaks for itself, and the food court.
Some of that sand's washed away, given the rain we had last night. Of course, we are still in the Kennards commentary box, but we shifted into the bar here. It got a bit buckled given the wind and the rain, and with the force of that, there was a bit of carnage here this morning, but we got here early, as well as the Bar TV crew, and it was all hands on deck, which is amazing. I mean, volunteers and the like keep these events running.
Absolutely, mate. You know, we're no different to any other club in any sport around the country, and it runs on the back of your volunteers. You know, nobody here is paid to do what they do. None of the staff...
Present company excluded.
You know, right from tournament manager right down to the ball boys, we all do it because we love the club, we love the event, and we just want to see it continue to grow.
Yeah, definitely, and there's certainly plenty of growth. I know going around on these Satellite 7's series, Noosa is definitely one that everyone talks about, not just in Queensland, New South Wales. Hailing from Newcastle, I know they are keen to enter a team up here, and the boys from Newcastle wouldn't mind coming up here and having a surf and playing some 7's.
Absolutely, mate. We started back in 2011, so this is our 7th festival. We were fortunate enough in 2012 to host the Foru Championship, so we had the Fijian side, the New Zealand side, and teams from all around South Pacific. I just noticed the UQ boys walking down there to their warm-up area, and I don't know about you, mate, but I was never that big when I was under 18.
Yeah, there's certainly some big boys. I don't know what they feed them these days, but
lots.
We were missing out. Obviously, I was undernourished. Maybe they should have called docs, no. But in any case, yeah, they do look good. They look fit, these young kids, and what I like about the 18s, and we saw it on the Friday with the 14s and the 16s, they throw caution to the wind. They love throwing the ball around, and so on the live stream, we're going to see plenty of great running rugby with these juniors coming on board in the next 15 minutes or so.
And the thing that really I really like about the 7's, you get a lot of the outside backs who have a touch background, a touch footy background, so their footwork is just astonishing. But you also get those guys who traditionally come from the loose forward positions in the 15-man-a-side game, so they don't mind the rough stuff and the contact, and you get a really good combination of footwork, power, strength, and just combines together for some really entertaining rugby.
Yeah, and of course, plenty of great partners on board for the Noosa 7's. IGA Marketplace coming on board. Always shop independent. I'm a big believer of that. So it's great having them on board.
Absolutely, mate. They're joining us for the first time this year as naming rights sponsors, and we really welcome IGA Marketplace and their various stores that they've got through the Sunshine Coast and the Brisbane area. Their support has just been amazing. Unfortunately, they, like us, took a bit of a hit with the marquees. I think that last count we lost 8 overnight to the rain and wind. But their support has just been amazing, and we look forward to building that business partnership with them moving forward. And
long-term partnership-wide, visit noosa.com.au. I know when we came up here looking for things to do, we got straight on that website, and it's comprehensive. There's plenty to do around Noosa, that's for sure.
There's not a lot on that website that you're not going to find out about Noosa, and it's going to help you get your way around, where to stay, what to do. It's just a fantastic opportunity for us through this tournament and through the services of Bar TV to get this tournament and Noosa itself out to the rest of the world.
Certainly, Matai Sports and Kennards coming on board as well. Kennards, they probably caught the barrage with the tents last night, supplying most of the tents here. Unfortunately, the Kennards commentary box we were in yesterday completely buckled.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it was almost, when I got here this morning, it was like a cyclone hitting. And as I said, this ground is amazing. Sand-based ground, it's sapped it all up, and it is hard and good to go. It's probably a good 4. Talking horse racing, it'd be a good 4 still.
Oh, absolutely. Firm underfoot. You will do very, very well to go and find a puddle out there on that pitch today. The sand base and the shape of the ground is just absolutely fantastic. And again, volunteer staff who tend to the ground to get it looking as good as it does, remembering that we've not had a lot of rain up here. We've had very little. We've probably had more rain in the last 48 hours than we have in the last 48 days.
Well, let's get through to the elite men's side of the draw. We'll quickly have a brief look at how the day is going to run. Obviously, the 18s, we had a chat about them a bit earlier on. But the men's side of the draw, there's some big matches coming up. Icons versus the home team, Noosa. Now, Noosa, very impressive yesterday, of course, as we said, experience with a couple of the Australian players playing in there, and the local combinations of the grand final winning team. They're going to be hard to beat.
Absolutely, mate, and we've got, the beauty for us from a club perspective is seeing those young guys that came through our junior program into seniors, and as you say, they were members of the winning A-grade squad this year. The club, in fact, went Colts reserve grade and A-grade for a clean sweep of the comp, which was fantastic. And our young local boys will just be learning so much from those Australian players and the likes of Andy Friend and Michael O'Connor doing what they do to contribute. Yeah,
definitely helping out. Speaking to Andy Friend yesterday, very impressed with the setup. And speaking, I guess, around 7's wise, talking about maybe having a national competition based around existing competitions like Noosa, Central Coast, Western Sydney, that sort of stuff. I think that's a good pathway, and it provides opportunities. And guys like Andy Friend come to these events, and as he said, there's rough diamonds everywhere.
Absolutely, mate. You can go right back to the start of the event when Michael O'Connor was in charge of the Australian 7's program, and he used to bring his team here every year just to refine some skills, and he basically used it as a talent identification program as well, which was great. So the Australian teams come in. We've had the Pearls here before, and they bring a couple of established players. I noticed Ed Jenkins was in the crowd yesterday.
Yeah, we had a chat with us yesterday as well, and
yep,
he was enjoying the sights of Noosa. I think he was going for a game of golf maybe this morning, and he's going to be here a little bit later on. He'll have another chat with us hopefully later in the day. Now let's go to the next game, Tribe v Norse. Tribe 7's, they look pretty good too. They're one of the contenders.
I think they put their foot down yesterday. Look, we were expecting big things from Tribe, but what they did in that game to come back and get it in the dying moments against the Dolphins was absolutely amazing. So I think they probably woke a lot of people up, and they've really stamped their authority on this tournament.
Well, definitely. Around the last few years, the program that Tribe puts in and bringing invitational players together, I mean, they're not that they're just put together, but they always seem to have good combinations, and they're there and thereabouts come finals time, day 2 of most 7's tournaments.
Absolutely, and not just in the elite men's. Their women's team is very good. As we said yesterday, they are the defending champions, and Cassidy Holland does an outstanding job with those girls. But just across their entire organisation, they're a specialist 7's organisation. They follow tournaments, as we just spoke about, and it's really, really good to see them growing from strength to strength. Yes,
and the defence, 7's, put in a decent showing yesterday. They'd be a little bit disappointed with a couple of the results. But in any case, they're good, and they're playing the heavies, the UQ second side.
Yeah, look,
who were not too bad.
For a second side, they went pretty well. Look, defence are really good, and the program that they've got running is just amazing. They've really, really committed to the 7's program, and really welcoming to see defence back. They're playing better than they did last year, so let's see how far they can make it.
Well, in the last match in the quarterfinals of the elite men's this morning will be Brisbane Fiji taking on UQ, and that's probably the match of the quarterfinals.
Absolutely, mate. And look, Brisbane Fiji, they're not a long way behind Tribe when you look at the tournament favourites, really. They're really going to make a show of it today.
Yes, and we'll see the 18s running out right now, and it's going to be a UQ 7's versus the Noosa side, and Noosa obviously in that maroon and white, and the UQ side will be playing in the blue here today. Just waiting on some team sheets to come across, and I believe that's them right now coming across the field. Maybe. In any case, we'll get to that in a second. But the local guys taking on the heavies from Brisbane. The heavyweights from Brisbane. Sorry, they will be playing in the maroon. I thought they had the different jerseys on. And we'll go shortly to the action live on Bar TV Sports, of course, our broadcast partner, Core Crew, helping us bring you all the grassroots 7's event throughout the summer.
And I can tell you the number 4 there for the Dolphins, who's got the ball in his hand and about to kick off. He will want to play it very easy. He'd probably want to kick off a bit better than that. He's doing some catwalk modelling through the week.
Oh, nice.
He's been pulled out of the crowd at a recent show and asked to do catwalk modelling, so he'd want to take it nice and easy out on the field today.
Well, aren't we all? As UQ have the ball looking to go down the field, and there's a bit of space on the left as they get over the halfway. There's a short side play on and spinning around, offloading, finding some space. Oh, look at the wheels on this. The flick pass, and it doesn't stick. As we mentioned, they're not afraid to use their skills. Looks like our team sheet guys run the opposite way there, Brewer.
Looks like Addison might be a bit tired. We might have a substitute, and he's just getting some instructions, I think, on where those sheets need to come.
Well, he was right in front of us. We have moved position today, so...
First scrum of the game.
In any case, first scrum of the game here in the 18s division. And we've got the Noosa side here.
Yeah, and as we said, this team was literally put together overnight. They've come in at the last moment when one of the teams had to pull out, the Snakes. So the boys have all banded together. I know there was a lot of frantic phone calls made last night and this morning.
And UQ, they look like they're going to go in for the first try of the day. And it was a good one down the short side. They've been threatening since the opening stanza of this match. And the local boys, unfortunately, go down 5-0 with the kick to come.
Unlike yesterday when we started, the wind's already made its presence known, so the players going for conversions today. Unless that ball's put down under the black dot, I don't think we're going to see too many conversions successful today.
Hold your phone there.
And that one's gone wide.
It was a pretty good attempt. In any case.
So UQ to restart proceedings. See if the Noosa boys can't hit back.
Yeah, nice restart there by UQ. It's going to be contested. Oh, great take out there. It was Josh Brooks.
Josh's dad, Dean, is my counterpart, the assistant tournament director, running our backfield.
And here comes UQ barnstorming down that left side. They're causing problems down there. Looking for the ball, and they give it away. The big palm comes out. So they need to get quick ball out wide. Well, they go the short side. A little bit of a greedy play there. Saw an opening, but they're unmarked out wide. Nice hustle there by the Noosa side, who come up with the ball. Throwing it around the corner. They need to get it wide. And that's a lovely ball looking there, but unfortunately, Tickner couldn't get the ball away. They come down the short side, and Brooks again passing it on the inside.
Well, we've got a Noosa player down. Noosa player down over in the middle of the field. So it looks like we could be down to 6 on 7.
Yeah, unfortunately, no reserves for the Noosa side. Oh, short flick pass down the sideline, and that's a try. Just obscured a little bit by those lovely, are they honeysuckle trees?
Mate, your guess is as good as mine. We officially refer to them as the trees with the yellow flowers.
Well, I'm no botanist, but I'm pretty sure the honeysuckles, when the honeysuckles bloom, the snapper starts biting.
There
Fact.
we go. Okay.
Ask any good fisherman.
I can tell you there's a lot of talk out in Laguna Bay about the mackerel getting around, and there's been some absolute horses being put through local media. So hopefully the snapper wouldn't be too far away, maybe a bit deeper down on the reefs.
And of course, for all your local knowledge, get to visit noosa.com.au. So UQ go ahead, 10-0. And unfortunately, the Noosa players, they're down a man. Good contact there.
I think one of the other boys finished his breakfast, so Noosa have managed to put 7 on the field again.
So Tickner, that was a good hit there. Brooks, shaped to kick, and goes back the other side. Good control by the Dolphins. Scampering around, turning around, pirouetting. I'm pretty sure I saw that move on the dance floor last night, and Brooks with a little grubbing kick in behind. Opportunity was there, but UQ were up to it, and now this is going to be trouble here. The dummy thrown. They need hands. They use hands. Noosa coming across, but this should be a try in the corner. Yes, it is. So UQ go ahead 15-0.
And that's all about letting the ball do the work. And what you're really going to see in this game in particular is the importance of that one-on-one defence. That wind's picking up even more now, blowing straight across the field from the east.
Yeah, you can hear it picking up in our effects mic here on Bar TV Sports. And that one, it's a wobbly one, and it goes under the post, so unsuccessful. As we see the replay here, the draw and pass, I thought he could have given it away a little bit earlier, but in the end it all works out, and they go in on that left side again.
No doubt that's something that the coach will raise with his players at half-time, that need to keep that ball going. You don't always need to take it into contact.
That's a lovely take.
It's a great restart.
Kickoff. UQ looking the goods, and this will be another try, will it? Is he in or out?
It was a great
flag
tackle.
Stays down. No, it's out. Great covering tackle there by the Dolphins player. So they come up with the ball, Dolphins. What can they do? They need to get out of their half. That one evading its intended recipient. Oh, UQ come up with the steal. Unfortunate there. James Ramsden going without it. That'll be half-time. It was a good effort by Ramsden. He just had the ball plucked out of his hands, and that will be half-time. It was a good effort, but to no avail.
Yeah, these boys wouldn't have played a lot of football together, let alone 7's rugby together. So, as we see, the conversion unsuccessful. He got onto it, but the wind just blew it straight back in his face.
It's a few knots, isn't it, here today? It's certainly picked up, but hopefully it's driving those rain clouds out to the ocean.
I don't mind where it blows, mate, as long as it's not over the fields at Sunshine Beach.
So that'll be half-time, and good account, UQ 7's. We knew they'd be pretty slick. They look the goods. They've got some bigger bodies out there. It's a dynamic play down that left side where they got the majority of their points in that first half.
We may not be able to see it from the coverage from where we are in the Maxie's Bar commentary box, but we see the Noosa boys throwing the ball around with a fair bit of abandon during that first half, and that'll be the Fijian influence of their coach, Pio, coming out in them. Pio will be over there explaining to them that this is how the Fijians play it, and
yeah, nice.
Let's give it a crack.
Well, that's what we like about these juniors, these under-18s. They do play with a bit of reckless abandon. So it'll be Noosa to receive, running left to right.
And of course, one of our many female referees in charge of this game. Again, with referees coming from all over Australia, and understand we're going to be speaking to a West Australian referee a little bit later on in the morning.
Yeah, be joining us in the commentary box. It's always good to get a referee's insight onto the structures of 7's play and how it's refereed and the laws behind it. Little grubbing kick in behind, not quite getting past the man. But he's been playing pretty well, Brooks, from the Noosa side.
Young Joshy Brooks, yep. Family very, very heavily involved. As indicated, his father, Dean, is the assistant tournament director with me. Dean and I have been here since the start. Dean's a former Noosa junior president and has been awarded life membership of the junior club.
Looks like he may have hurt his ankle, though, unfortunately, as the ball now comes out.
Coach will probably tell him that the injuries come from trying to kick the ball too much.
Yeah, that's right. Cut his foot off, as they say. So now UQ looking to play wide again, straightening up, looking for runners, almost getting that ball free. It gets knocked out. Is now evading tackles almost at will. As we see now the dummy's thrown, the gap's there, and that's under the sticks for the first try of the second half, 25-0. And you'd expect the kick will be successful.
I think the kicker will be a lot happy with this one than he did in the previous ones.
Yeah, he hasn't had much luck, has he?
The wind shouldn't have too much influence on this one, we would hope. I hope he's not waiting for the kicking tee.
Well, that adds another element to Sevens rugby, doesn't it? The drop kick. It's, you know, it's there designed so time doesn't get wasted.
Absolutely, and the ability, if you like, to take the kick from the in-goal area or from the dead ball line and kick back towards the goalpost.
So important, especially when you're chasing a lead, 7-minute halves. It's hard to play catch-up rugby.
Absolutely, and you're going to see the importance of conversions really come into play today as we move into the knockout stages of the tournament.
We saw a couple of tight games at the end of yesterday's play, didn't we? As we see now the Noosa Dolphins streaking out. It's T-Mac down the sideline. There he goes, right in front of the clubhouse. He'll bring it round. T-Mac, as he's known to the locals.
And I can tell you that at 7:30 this morning, T-Mac didn't know he was playing this morning today. So
I'm sure at 7:30 last night he didn't know he was playing either. Of course, plenty to do for these 18-year-old kids around Noosa. And a few of them in this beach bar last night, and so they've done well.
Living large, and we see the replay there. Just a great show of speed, a bit of an in and away, getting around the defence. And that'll buoy the Noosa boys, getting a few points on the board. It's never good to record a scoreline to zip. So they've registered 5. Unsuccessful conversion, but Noosa will restart.
They sure will, as we go to the next game, which will be coming up shortly after this. We'll have the West Tribes taking on North Brisbane Rugby Club.
Yeah, and whilst the Tribe, as we've spoken about, are a 7 specific organisation, they've linked this year with West's Bulldogs from the Brisbane Premier competition. So it'd be good to see them, 2 Premier clubs together.
So that ball going out.
Looks like the referee's going to play the earlier knock on.
Knock on, I thought the ball
with the feed to Noosa.
Okay. Yeah, so Noosa on the comeback, 27-5. It'll be a Noosa feed. As you mentioned, they're set quite deep. The UQ side coming up in defence. They choose to go wide. Brooks comes around, it pops up and doesn't quite go into his hands, but he managed to scamper back, get the ball back, and this is good stuff here by the Dolphins. There's Brooks again, he's the link player, so to speak, and Marshall with a good strong run upfield. UQ getting over the ball, and they get the turnover, and here he comes again. We know he's very quick, and it looks like he's going to go all the way. Top effort there by UQ with the steal, the turnover, and the try to match. As we see now, the West Tribe side going past us here, the 18s. They look good, don't they?
They look like they mean business. I see Cassidy Holland down there with them. He'll be putting in some of his knowledge. Cassidy, a long-time player, long-time association with Tribes. Coached the girls to their victory last year and has got them again this year, I believe. So they'll learn plenty from Cassidy.
And the crowd really going to fill up here today. We've already got, I reckon, about 800 people here.
But these grounds will fill. It's free entry, of course, so if you're anywhere near the Sunshine Coast or on the Sunshine Coast and you want a great day of 7's rugby, get on down here to Noosa Dolphin Oval and Free entry, just walk through the gates, find yourself a patch of grass and watch some great, exciting football.
Yes, certainly it's going to be an entertaining day. Oh, the intercept almost landed on his chest. Oh, big hit out wide. That's one of the hits of the tournament.
Big man on little man's never going to end well for the little man.
Little box kick, kicking in behind, looking for the pace there of T-Mac. Coming across, and he's isolated there. Nice work. A little bit of space down the short side. Trying to evade the player there was Seaman. Oh, nice
Great
ball.
support.
Inside, Tickner popping it up. It gets knocked off a UQ player, sorry.
Numbers out to the left.
They go
It's 3
that
on
way,
1.
and here they come. Marshall kicks it in behind as the hooter goes. It's a foot race, and oh, he almost gets the try. But it goes over the dead ball line for a very exciting first game of under-18s.
Yeah, what a way to start the under-18s competition off. UQ, they'll be one of the tournament favourites, I think, together with Tribe and Brisbane Fiji. The Noosa boys, as we said, put together this morning, a couple of hours ago. Some of them didn't even know they were playing today, but they've held their heads high today. They got a couple of points on the board. We just look at the replay there, and that's probably one that the coach will go back and they'll look at that in the post-match review. Hands should have done that. It was 3 on 1.
In any case, he chose to kick, and that's the beauty, isn't it?
And I tell you, if you thought that last game was good, this next game is going to be an absolute belter.
So we've got West Tribes taking on North Brisbane Rugby Club, and yeah, as you said, it's going to be a cracker.
Both teams with very, very strong sevens programs. North's joining us for the first time this year in 2017.
Yeah, so as we said, West Tribes taking on North Brisbane Rugby Club. As we look now, the quick turnaround in the sevens program. And North Brisbane Rugby Club in the blue shirts, West Tribe in the black shirts for our viewers at home. It comes down and immediately you can see the structure of this West Tribe side, and they're over the ball. As we say goodbye to Tournament Director Brow, and here comes potentially the first try. Oh, nice little in and away there, Reese. He's taken down, 22 out. So, Tribe now on the attack. Here they come. They need quick ball as they spread it across the field. And this could be a try, and it will be a try. Will Kepu opening up the scoring for the Tribe. Nice try. Great effort. And we'll be joined throughout the day with all the luminary here at Noosa 7's. Don McKill, the president, will be up next, joining us for the big game at Noosa, taking on Icons, the first of the men's elite here today. But at the moment, we've got the 18s side of the draw, and West Tribes open up the scoring through some very good link play. Taking the ball nicely, Linden from the north side. And the ball comes out. As we see now, a break, and here come North. Oh, taken by the jersey. Good support play, looking now for the inside ball, and that'll be a try. Zach Hennis scoring out wide. Lovely work here by both sides, throwing their arm, and now we're going to be joined by one of the referees on this Noosa 7's tournament, hailing from Perth. Tell the world who you are.
Yeah, g'day guys, thanks so much for having me. My name's Brad, I've been in Perth for 3 years, obviously come from New Zealand. I've been refereeing for about 12 years now. It's obviously fantastic to be here on the Sunshine Coast. It's starting to live up to its name a little bit now after some torrential sort of downpours. Yesterday was probably the wettest I've been in a very, very long time. So.
Well, is it as good as Cottesloe here?
Oh, I haven't actually been able to make it to the beach yet, so I don't know. I'd say it probably is a little bit better than Cot.
Well, on Bar TV Sports, we get to go all over the country as well, but being a referee, good opportunities here for these 7's tournaments to get out and about.
Absolutely, it's a completely different style of rugby to the 15's game. You know, it's a lot faster. Decision making's a lot quicker, as you guys have probably noticed over the.
Talking about quick, that was the quick line out. Sorry to cut you out. Here come Norths as the long ball comes out. Hands might do this. They might not need it all. Couldn't get the ball away. Lalota caught short. The short side's on, and that'll be a try. Untouched in the corner.
Yeah, some good defence there by Tribes, but obviously...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry, North Brisbane.
North Brisbane obviously just on the down the blind side there, just had too many numbers on at the end. But
Pat Linden just summed it up, and the short side plays worked for a few players out there today in this under-18s draw. Tell us, what games you got on here today?
Well, the first game for me would be the second in the cup draw, cup quarterfinals there. So obviously yesterday the elite men's was a really good competition, some outstanding talent there. Obviously with the Australian guys being spread over most of the teams here, obviously there's not one team that's really sort of stood out. I think the Brisbane Fijian team and obviously Tribes as well, I think are pretty strong. So we're potentially looking to see them up the pointy end later on today.
Well, it's going to be an unbelievable afternoon, certainly coming into those semi-finals. Plenty of controversy going on over in Perth rugby at the moment.
I think we'll just let the big boys do the talking there. Obviously, it's not the greatest outcome for the West.
Look at that!
It's a good break.
Nice little break, and just popping up. Couldn't quite go with it. Was Paratow in the headgear. Yes, has Twiggy been on the phone for you?
No, not yet, mate. Not yet. Most of us are still waiting for that phone call, so we'll see how that all unfolds with that Indo-Pacific competition.
Well, he's a massive fan of Bar TV Sports, so he's probably listening in.
Yeah, fantastic, Twiggy. Well, Rugby WA referees, we're always there to help. So.
Yeah, that's right. And it's such a strong rugby community over there. I know being over there, doing such things like the NRC and the Force trial games. It's great. It's a great community over there, rugby-wise, and plenty of expats, plenty of support at the grassroots. They've got the Jetty 7's as well, which is a massive tournament over there.
Yep, fantastic tournament.
So here come the Tribe looking to reacquaint themselves with the try line, and they might just do it right here as they streak down to Fowler. Gets run down, looking for support, comes off a North Brisbane player into touch, so they will get the line outs.
I reckon he had the pace there. I think he just needed to back himself a little bit more, and I think he would have been in the corner there. Yeah,
there's been a bit of that this weekend. I think with the wind as well, they're not, they're pulling up a little bit. It takes a little bit more effort running it downstream here today.
Yeah, I think that wind's going to play a bit more of a sort of tactical game, I guess. So it's coming across the field towards us at the commentary end. Maybe we might see some more tactical kicking.
So the ARU doing great things with pathways for referees. As that ball comes out wide. Kepu, the try scorer, one hand over the top, and that'll be called back for a knock-on. So coming towards half-time, and what I like about the 18s is they certainly chance their arm, don't they? They're not scared to throw it around. They play a little bit less structured than the other sides.
Yeah, in 7's, obviously you don't have the solid structure that you do in the 15s, like getting the guys to the breakdown and whatnot. So it gives them a chance to sort of showcase the skills that they might play through touch rugby and all that sort of stuff. So definitely gives them an opportunity to showcase what they've got. I think this under-18s competition is going to be an absolute cracker all afternoon. So
that was a great hit out there by Lofapo, and now they turn the ball over. They're in trouble out wide, North Brisbane. This could be a try. He spins out of the tackle. Cooper Whiteside goes over for a very good try right on half-time. It is on the sideline, so the conversion attempt, it's important here.
Yeah, they're going to need this to stay in touch. Obviously, 12 all at the moment. So if they can get this over, obviously going into the next half, they might just have the ascendancy. So momentum sort of shifted a little bit from North Brisbane there. So West have started to find their feet and slowly sort of getting the ball back in the right areas of the park.
So that'll be half time here for the second match of the under-18s. And special mention, visit noosa.com.au. Did you get on the website and have a look at all the things to do? How long are you over here for?
So obviously I head back to Brisbane later after the competition. Fly back tomorrow morning. So fly in, fly out. Do a bit of rugby in the middle of that, so it's not too bad. But obviously, with the competition running as late as it did yesterday, with the obviously as big as the competition is, obviously it seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year from what I hear. So normally guys are saying they usually finished up by about 5:30, go to the beach for a swim, but obviously not finishing until closer to sort of 7:30. Didn't get a chance to do that. So
well, if you got out to the water last night, you're a better man than me, because the wind was howling, the rain was outrageous.
Oh, the rain was, like I said, it was the wettest I've been for a long, long time. And coming from Wellington, New Zealand, I know a little bit about the rain, but mate, if we had that in Wellington, I tell you what, it'd be about -3 degrees. So
yeah, certainly will be. Is the crowd really filling up here now at Noosa? Of course, the entry is free if you're listening in on the Sunshine Coast. Get in here and come and support your local tournament, because there's plenty to do here. There's plenty to see. They've got the Fijian drumming bands, which really added a bit yesterday to the hype of the day.
Oh, they were great, weren't they? Non-stop until it started raining and they couldn't find a big enough tent.
A couple of big boys in there as well. As we go back to the action, it'll be Tribes here to kick off. Cooper Whiteside with the duties. He'll take the kick. They scored a try right on half time to come back. It's locked up. Sorry, 14-12. They got the conversion, mind you.
Bit of a mistake there. Obviously, he's overcooked it a little bit into the wind as well, so he's really put something into that. So
yeah, he had a crack, didn't he? And tell us, we talk about the adjustment for I guess the players coming from 15s to 7s. What about the refereeing? Is it tough to adjust and get into the laws? And because obviously there's a few different variations.
The variations aren't so hard to sort of get into. I think it's more about the quickness of your decisions. You know, you don't really play much advantage in the 7s games, just because obviously the way we look at it is the penalty for the team is the advantage. If you can give them that penalty, chances are they're going to take it quickly, and they might make a bit of a break in the score they try. So,
well, here they come up the middle of the field, the West Tribes, and look at this. Is he going to win the foot race? I think he is. Kempston showed some good heels there, and Kempston goes over for another try for Tribes. So starting off the second half as they did the first half, and that is a good start for two of the more fancied sides in this under-18s boys competition. So coming back now for the kick. The kick unsuccessful. Conversion attempt. He had a good crack at it from the touchline coming to half time, but that is obviously his bad side. As the ball bounced on halfway, and again, that's another high, nice restart. This time stays inside the field of play.
Poor pass there, but
almost getting away with it.
Thought they got away with that one.
Yeah. Plenty of referees of all standards, and there's the ARU guys here as well.
Yeah, so there's a couple of the ARU sort of outside squad running around today. Obviously, we've got a couple of women as well. It's great to see female referees out there, you know, so if anyone is listening and they do want to get into it, mate, it's one of the best decisions I ever got.
Well, I thought the short side was on there. It was very big. It was open. Maybe trying to chance his arm and straightening the play there.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that yesterday, a lot of the sort of the halfbacks from the scrums taking that short side option and really making the most of it. So,
well, making the most of it here is North Brisbane. The foot race is on. He's very quick. Will it pop up? Oh, the air swing, the knock on. And that'll be a bit of a break there for Tribes. They were under all sorts. What about the pace?
Oh, yeah, he definitely had some pretty decent pace there. Unfortunately, his soccer skills let him down. You can probably tell why he plays rugby, really.
He shakes his head as he comes towards the familiar position of the wing.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for North Brisbane. I think if they'd scored there, it would have been an absolute cracker coming into the last sort of five minutes of this game. It's still even, only one try in it, and obviously as Sevens, anything can happen.
And Milne, it was with the kick ahead. Thought he might have liked to chance his arm and back himself there, but now they've got the scrum. So now looking to come wide. Oh, nice little short ball. Here's Milne now going for the corner. Oh, it's gone.
And he's lost it
He's
forward over
lost
the goal
it.
line.
Unlucky. So Milne threatening, but just not being able to execute that last play as we look now at the replay coming across. Oh, great covering defence there by Kepu, knocking the ball out.
Yeah, great cover defence, but obviously, you know, rugby, the bounce of the ball's going your way. Obviously, it leads to some pretty lucky tries, and unfortunately for Milne at the moment, the bounce of the ball is just not quite going his way. They're in the right side of the field, though, so if their defence is... Oh, tight head there.
They've won another one against the feed. So, oh, nice one-handed clutch there. Over the top, it's gone forward. Milne, again, third time, unlucky.
He can't catch a break at the moment, Milne. He's put himself in three absolutely brilliant positions, just unable to convert. So, mate, can they make it a fourth?
Well, they've had two against the feed, couple of tight heads. And you'd fancy if they get this one.
It's one of the things with the Sevens scrum, obviously no outright props or hookers or anything like that, so you just chuck your biggest boys in there and hope for a pushover.
So Tribes come up with it this time. Looking to play off their line. Stepping, jinking, looking for space. Great evasive skills there by Lafipo. Kicking over the top for the wing. Oh, they needed to keep ball in hand for mine with half of 30 seconds remaining. Half a minute.
Yeah, I guess
now Norse on the attack. Trying to bash his way over. Oh, Milne was unmarked on the outside again. Now it's towed forward, but called back for the knock-on.
The old Tribes player there just got a hand to it. Great covering defence. Knock-ons should... Yeah, they'll play. Looks like they're going to play the scrum, so this will be the last chance for North Brisbane here to tie this game up.
Well, they've adjusted well. The siren goes, and that will be game over, 19-12.
Well, I thought they were going to play the scrum, so there we go. Unfortunate there for North Brisbane. They had a lot of opportunities in that last part of that half there. Milne was very, very unlucky with 3 chances going begging.
So we've got now coming up the Brisbane Fiji Young Guns taking on the Grammar side. And good programs on this Brisbane Fiji, both in the 18s and in the seniors. They're beautiful to watch. It's how 7's should be played.
The Fijian Sevens is just unbelievable, even from like the very, very top when they in the World Series and all that sort of stuff. They're just an outstanding team to watch. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Brisbane Fijian 18s can do here. If it's anything like the men's, we should be in for an absolute cracker of a game.
So the GPS side, the Grammar side. Looking to come out and play at this Brisbane Fiji side. But now they cause the turnovers. We see the Icons side walking past the Kennards commentary box. They put a good account in yesterday, and here comes the GPS side. Oh, look at the pace as they're going for the corner and try. So everybody's mouths wide open. It was unexpected.
Just a great turnover in midfield there, and like we were saying before, he just absolutely backed himself and ran it into the corner there. There's none of this sort of going to slow up or anything like that, seeing what the cover defence is going to do. He backed his pace and, like you said, scored in the corner.
So that ball kicked ahead, and unfortunately they go without it. So this is going to be a game of catch-up now for the Brisbane Fiji side.
Good thing about 7's, though, you have a try scored against you, and the team that scores has to kick off, so you know you're going to get the ball back straight away. So,
well, they call themselves the Young Guns, and they better start firing. Of course.
He's just overcooked that. Didn't account for the win. I think a gust just took that a little bit too far. So free kick to the Brisbane Fijians on halfway. So good attacking options now. Hopefully they can put one under the posts. Good strong run there.
Yeah, nice work. Grabbing the ball, picking up. So, can they hit back?
Oh, nice out the back of the hand pass there to keep the ball alive.
That's what 7's is all about, and the wind really picking up here now. As they go wide looking for support. It'll be Braden Law.
Oh,
Law
no
gets
fear.
away from one, shrugs him off, and will go over for a very good try. Braden Law hits back for the Fijian side, hailing from Brisbane.
That was he just stood up and pushed him off, and away he went. Good turn of pace to get past that covering defence. Here we go, watching the replay. Oh, as Justin Marshall would say from my country, boomfa!
Yeah, it was a boomfa, wasn't it? It's going straight to the boom room, that one.
Let's get a copy of that, send it to the crowd, goes wild. He smashed him, bro.
He certainly did. 7-5, they are successful with the kick as well. So they hit back, Brisbane Fiji. GPS, Harry McMahon with the first try. It was a good one, and that one goes out. And I think we heard over the crowd effects, Mike, that was a shocker, and yes, it was.
Hasn't gone 10 either. I'm not sure if it went out in the full, but again, the restarts here are starting to become a little bit challenging with the conditions. The wind sort of pushing it across. Unfortunate,
Fitzgerald
lost it on.
Yeah, Fitzgerald, he saw the open space, and
mate, his eyes lit up, took his eye off the ball for just that little moment, and just, mate, moment moment of sort of lost concentration there, and throwing the ball away. That's a big no-no in 7's. He's going to spend 2 minutes in the bin there. So
Fitzgerald, couple of hot-headed moments, I guess. And let's face it, when we're 18, we're all hot-headed.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just goes to show 18's slight inexperience there, just frustrated with himself, throwing the ball away. Unfortunately, in 7's, you just can't do that. So that's an automatic 2 minutes in the bin, really.
Nice ball there, a man up, and goes out there, Lalagavisi. So quick play. Here comes the GPS side, looking to exert some pressure. They're a man down. There's the try scorer.
We've seen yesterday, though, man down in 7's doesn't really mean much. I've seen some absolute cracking tries scored by teams with only 6 men. So who knows what this Gyps team's going to be able to do.
Well, there's the palm. Inside ball. Can't get it in front of him. Got Sparks. So now looking to play wide. Baker with a long ball. McMahon, not the best of passes. So Nankarus looking for support. Brisbane Fiji.
Stolen.
Yeah, nice little turnover there. Popping the ball up. Inside.
Chip's just got a little bit isolated there.
Oh, look
good
at the
stab
grubbing
through.
kick. Nice little stabbing kick. Here's Vuata. Oh, great hands. Can he go all the way? Vuata. The palm comes out. The tackle wasn't there, and they'll go over for their second.
Yeah, he was just sitting up waiting for that ball to bounce, but he was getting a little bit too close there, so he almost lost his balance and fell over, but managed to stay on his feet. Great try there.
Yeah, nice work. And Nasikanavi, it's Ndolo's baby brother, we've just been told. So
wow,
plenty of pedigree there.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of great talent coming out from the from that little Fijian island there in terms of rugby. Obviously, I think you just have to look in the Super Rugby competition, the NRC competition now with an actual Fijian team in there. So they put some pretty big scores on some of the NRC teams this year as well.
Yeah, they certainly have, and all that one going back, says the referee.
Yeah, good steal there, obviously.
Yeah. Nice
And
work.
away.
Oh, good try. And Lalagavisi goes over in the corner. So that'll be half-time as well.
Yeah, the Brisbane Fijian team's just starting to hit their straps now, and you can just sort of see the calibre of these Fijian boys that just throw the ball around and see what happens, and it generally sort of works out.
Score 19-5, sorry. Oh, that's a good kick into the breeze, but oh, you saw on our cameras there, that was a tough one in the breeze. It almost pushed it back towards the beach.
Mate, that looked like one of my wedge shots from the weekend before.
Well, at least yours are going straight.
I didn't say it went straight, it just went straight up and then came back in the wind.
The old backwards shot. We'll be joined after this match by the president of the Noosa Dolphins, Don McKill. And we better let you go and get through some warm-ups after
Yeah, I've
the
only got
conclusion of this.
Yeah, only got one more game before mine here, so I need to go stretch the old legs. They're a bit tight after yesterday's workload, but we'll loosen them up in these. I mean, these Cup quarterfinals coming up next. There should be an absolute cracker of cracking games.
They'll be unbelievable. As we saw yesterday, some unbelievable skill on display.
Absolutely. The standard of rugby here has just been absolutely fantastic. Even to the social comp on the backfield yesterday, there was some pretty decent rugby. Some massive hits coming in from the girls. That was an absolute pleasure to watch. So refereed a couple of their games, and some of the girls just, oh, mate, smashed them.
Well, the women certainly, you know, it's such a key pathway, these satellite tournaments, as well as the Aon 7 series. Oh, good take there. Big Takiri. And now looking like he's going to go all the way this time. Lalagavisi, is he going to get run down? No, he's not. He's going to go over and make his position even better, as now Brisbane Fiji look like they're going to streak away with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a bit of a show and go there, and the defence bought it here. Just watch him there, and dummies goes, turns the defence inside out. Away he goes. Massive gap opened up. Just backed himself with his speed, and away he goes.
Well, he's got the knee heavily taped. Certainly didn't hamper him there, did it?
Doesn't seem to be troubling him at all. It's probably just precautionary. Oh, desperate dive. Just couldn't quite get that ankle.
Yeah, it was a good effort there by Jacob Glover to chase through on it, but unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what we were saying about the girls, it's, having, I think, 6 teams in the social comp, and then I can't remember how many we had in the elite competition as well. It's always good to see the women getting into it. Obviously, we've got women referees as well, which is even, which is for us, it's really, really good. And I mean, there's definite pathways there for women in rugby and obviously refereeing as well. So if anyone is listening, they want to do get involved with refereeing, just contact your local referees association and get involved. Like I said, it's the best decision I ever made, and opens up all sorts of opportunities to travel all around Australia, around the world as well, if you can get up to that level. So
here's Bowen Boyer Bowen Boyer with some good feed. Oh, he's going to go towards those goalposts and go under them for another try.
Great try there. Just off
What
his,
about the footwork?
mate? Epic footwork. 2 steps off his left foot, and the defence just had no answer for it.
Two steps. We'll have a look at the replay here. He gets the ball on the fly. And ball
Off the left,
look at that,
and
left
then boom,
and
off the left again. Oh,
and
three.
again.
Oh, absolutely amazing. So that left foot steps working for him today.
The treble.
Defence had no answer for that.
I reckon he stepped probably nearly 3 metres then off that first one.
He certainly moved a fair distance.
There he is there, the try scorer.
Yeah, that's one of the things you sort of tend to notice about Sevens. They'll score a try and then chuck themselves on the wing just for a little bit of a breather before they get back into it.
So it's going to be brought back.
Brought back for a little bit of a knock-on there.
Knock-on. As we make some minor adjustments coming into this men's side of the draw, I can tell you that the score is a 33-5 in this particular match.
Yeah, Jip started well, scoring the first try. Obviously, just couldn't handle the Brisbane Fijians once they got the go forward, and they've just put on some absolute cracking tries.
So quick tap taken. Grammar. Held up. That's nicely done. Good strength in the tackle by Fiji. They've got 3 or 4 in there, so they'll have to get out and realign, and the ball spills, so they'll have time to do just that.
Jip's got lucky there with that ball spilling out.
Oh, they turn the ball over. Now, that'll be a penalty.
Yeah, you can only have one go at the ball, and if you miss it, tough luck, mate, try again.
Yeah, it's one of those laws that maybe a few of our viewers out there aren't too familiar with.
Yeah, so the tackled player obviously can get up, go for the ball from whatever position, but if he does miss that ball and the ruck is formed, that's it. Tough luck, mate. Need to go again. So once it's a ruck, you can't use your hands.
He went for it that time, but now Jeeps with some space out wide. Nice little runaround play, but again, Brisbane Fiji come across and take them out. They need quick ball, and that's a lovely long ball onto the foot. Bounces up, and now Boyer scored a great try individually just before. That time he pops it back and space out wide. Braden Law, he scored a try in the first half and tries to do it all himself again, but turns over the ball. So Grammar maybe with an opportunity here. And yes, there's the opportunity, all right, stepping through Tom Shirley. Good footwork, just evaded the tackle with a bit of nous, and that'll be a try as they hit back 33-10.
I'm starting to wonder whether or not he was one of the guys that got stepped by Bowen Boyer before, because he put an absolute cracking step on him just there to get through.
So 33-10, but this Brisbane Fiji side, they look the goods, certainly, don't they?
Absolutely. They're solid in defence as well as their attack, and obviously, as again, we have another mistake off the kickoff. It's really going to be challenging out there. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not the elite men's can adjust to these conditions. Oh, actually, looks like he might have got lucky here. I didn't think that went 10, but
yeah, it only just went 10.
Touchy said it's gone 10 and it's bounced inside the field of play, so he's got away with one there. He's obviously in a better position than I am, so
this ball comes in and Brisbane Fiji come up with it. Was going to be called back? Not straight. Didn't think it was that bad. I've seen worse over the weekend. Do you give a little bit of a leeway here?
Absolutely.
In sevens and the conditions, I guess?
Looks as though the referee wasn't happy with the gap, so he's gone and reset it. But I think in sevens here, if you generally don't get a team competing, a non-throwing team competing at the line out. So ball goes in, if it's won cleanly, happy days. Unless it's ridiculously not straight, we'll generally just play on and go from there.
Oh, picked up and driven. There's a bit of push and shove there, but this could be the end of the match anyway. They'll play the penalty.
Testosterone's firing.
Yep, they're 18-year-old boys. And Oh, that's a good tackle out in the middle, so it's fired up a little bit, given the dying stages here. It'll be the Brisbane Fiji side with the win, looking to score one more try. And here's Bowyer. Slips out of his grasp.
Yeah.
Knocked back, says the referee. I thought it was fine. And
yeah, there's a little bit of rain falling now, so it's just going to make this ball a little...
that's going to maybe cost him. No. Well, there's some big hits going on now. The
less I say about that one, the better.
Likely to blow up. I thought maybe it certainly warranted a penalty.
That one little moment there where you had a little bit of push and shove, and all of a sudden everybody's into it now. So it's definitely going to be interesting. This last few seconds, obviously you can't end the game on a penalty, so we'll see what Gyps do here.
Well, they're going to look to
make
themselves known, spin it wide, as you said, and they're over the halfway.
Yeah, rain's starting to come in now, so it's going to make the conditions for the elite men's a little bit tricky.
Rain and wind.
Oh, it's a great combination. Reminds me of home.
Yeah, well, windy Wellington certainly doesn't get its name for its non-inclement weather.
Nope. We generally get 4 seasons in one day during this time of year, so...
Yeah, good tackle again. That time it was Vunibola coming through, and it's caused a bit of space for Grammer. Trying to run over the top of his opposition there was Fitzgerald. Gets the ball away, comes back, and goes down. So this match keeps going and going and going. Kicked ahead, and now, let's see, a little push in the back maybe, and that'll be a penalty.
Yeah, referee's paid that.
Can't end the game on a penalty.
No, so this game's going to keep going on for a little bit longer, and obviously...
We could break a record here.
No, he's just kicked it out. He's like, we're not going to score here, so he's kicked it out, and that's it. So, my pleasure being here, boys. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck with the rest of the day.
Cheers, guys.
Feel free to come back anytime.
Yeah, we'll do. If I get a bit of a break, might pop back and see how things are going over here.
Yeah, nice one.
Awesome.
We're going to be joined now for this big match here, the quarterfinals, by Noosa president Don McKill, whose son is actually playing in the #1 jersey out here. Charlie McKill joined us yesterday, Don, and he knows everything. He's all things Noosa. In fact, he's the Don. He's the godfather of Noosa rugby. How are you, Don, as we go now to the kick-off? Quick turnaround.
Good morning, guys, and yeah, that's a bit over the top, the godfather of Noosa rugby, the Don.
Now I'm just repeating what people are telling me. As we see Icons with the ball, they've got that colourful jersey out there. And they look to spin the ball wide. This will be an interesting game, of course. The Noosa side littered with local junior talent, and of course a couple of Australian stars. Lieber turning the ball on the inside. Yeah, James Armstrong on the outside, doesn't get the ball. Here's Charlie McKill.
Yeah, Brody Lieber, good offload there in the middle of the field, trying to hold it up, create the space, but here we go.
Oh, the space is created all right. Geordie Mayhew. Here's McKill going wide now. Mayhew again. Back to McKill. This is good stuff by the Noosa side. Now going wide, Lieber trying to run over his opposition.
Here's some
Brandon
space out wide now.
With a
Sammy
good ball.
Myers.
Here's Myers. Myers winds up. He was integral to their wins yesterday. Different type of 7's players. He's coming back from injury. So Mayhew again, plenty of touches on the ball. Lieber, this is good control by the Noosa side.
Yeah, they need to get something out of it though, all this ball.
Here's McKill. Not the best of passes, but he does well. Looks to pop it up, and Icons come up with the ball. Nick Doolan. So Oram there.
Yeah, they've turned the penalty over. They've turned it over. That was a good play.
Oram.
All over the top.
Oram there running up the centre of the field. He was definitely one of the Icons' best players yesterday, as Lieber now takes them forward. Yeah, again, committing too many to that breakdown. Quick tap taken. Geordie Mayhew this time. Looking for the offload. Gets it. Wrestled down on the ground on the far side was Myers.
Another penalty.
Yeah, penalty there. Just losing the ball forward. Advantage was almost played, and now they need quick ball out wide. Here's McGill. Hands might do it. Munro steps back off his left. Straightens up. Munro. Oh, grubbers the ball on the ground with not the best release from the back of that breakdown. And here's James Armstrong. James Armstrong. Oh, great palm there by Armstrong as they go over for the first try. Noosa Dolphins hit the lead. And Don, what about that?
Well, sustained ball control, and it's ended up in obviously they've gone over in the corner there. So they needed that, though, with all that ball. If they didn't come up with some points there, that would have, maybe the heads might have gone down a bit. But, yeah, good sustained pressure from the Noosa side.
We see the replay there. He's been strong all tournament. Armstrong, he's quick, he's evasive. But don't underestimate how strong he is, and the rain now bucketing down here at Noosa.
Gee, we've had some weather come through the last few days, haven't we? My God, what a credit to the players, officials, the referees, all the management. Everybody's just got on with it, and my goodness.
Well, you were down here at early hours this morning getting things ready. There's a good effort. Oh, that one goes out on the full. So another free kick there. Couple of sides not being able to readjust for this wind. I tell you, the wind is up around 40 or 50 knots here, Don.
Yeah, and it has changed direction from yesterday, funnily enough. So it's coming right across the field into our commentary area here.
I'll tell you, I was doing that yesterday. Don't worry about that. There's now the Icon side looking for the kick in behind. This could be a try. Bennett, it's a foot race. Does it bounce up? Bennett scores in the corner.
Yeah, got a great ball through there. There's lots of space in behind. Found the space. The ball set up nicely for Bennett there. And they've dotted down in the corner to tie it up at 5-all.
Yeah, as we see the replay there. Nice work. Right in the corner, so toughest kick here we've seen today. Mick Doolan hits it, and unfortunately that was a tough task in good conditions, let alone what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, that was always going to be a hard kick. You were struggling to get that over from there, right into the wind. So we're locked up, 5-all, I think. A minute to go or so in this half. See who comes out with the next score.
Yeah, Icon 7's really turning it around. So here they come now, off their own line. Noosa Dolphins. Ball comes in, nice ball out wide, Lieber to Myers. Myers putting a little move on Myers. We know he's very quick. He's got a good palm. He's streaking down the sideline. Oh, he's going to get away from everybody. Showing his class here at the Noosa 7's for the Noosa Dolphins. Myers goes over again. And Andy Friend will have a nice little smile on his face because he's come back from a pretty horrific injury. And he's played some of the best 7's we've seen in the tournament.
Absolutely, he's been strong all through the pool games yesterday, and again in this crossover quarter-final. We see the quality of Sam Myers. I mean, he's been playing 7's and the Aussie team for a long time now. He's experienced. He's played Hong Kong. He's played the World Series. He actually stands in and skippers the side normally when Ed was off injured. Ed Jenkins, of course, who joined us yesterday as well. But that just shows how strong he is. What a class player.
So, of course, our Bar TV sports coverage brought to you by All Turn Partners and Core Crew, our major broadcast partner for all the 7's we're bringing you throughout the summer. The partners here for the Noosa 7's. Visit noosa.com.au. Kennards, of course, we're in the Kennards commentary box. IGA Marketplace, naming rights sponsors, and Matai Sports, to name a few, Don. And It's been a great job, hasn't it, by all the organisers?
Yeah, all the organisers, everybody's got behind this event. As you say, it wouldn't be possible without those guys, you know, coming into the party and obviously giving well-needed funds to keep this event on the road. But
I mean, the prize money, 25,000 in total. That's pretty good, isn't it?
yeah, it's a fair bit of money, but worth it. I think the guys will be earning it after today's games, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. There'll be some heavy legs by 6 o'clock here tonight. Oh, nicely taken. So, second half starts. Looking to play off their line again, Mayhew. Nice little dance, nice little in and away. Pops it up. And now the Icon side with a turnover inside the 22.
Noosa turned it over from there. That was good
Yeah,
play.
Lieber.
Eh? Strong again on the ball.
He was well aware there, Lieber. Charlie Taylor with a poor ball, and that's a good hit, isn't it? Sean Tapau causing them all sorts of dramas, and he scores! Tapau comes over, steals the ball. He put them under all sorts of pressure, and that is a good try from the little number 8.
Yeah, that was just messy, wasn't it? I mean, the weather just, I think, coming into play there. Greasy ball. Just got to adjust your pass. Can't sort of force them. You've got to give yourself just a wee bit more time when the ball starts to get greasy. Otherwise, you get that sort of play. Just a real scrappy number. People keep scrapping away to come up with the scores. That was a real good play by Icons.
So pressure kick. Oh, he skews it wide. So 10-12 the score line.
Right, this one's going to the wire then. Next score, very important, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely the Noosa side. It was great defence before by the Icon 7's, really pressuring, really rushing them into pushing passes. They'll need a good restart here. That's a nice deep kick. And they'll see them bring it out again. That one called a backwards.
Will Rogers.
Yeah, Will Rogers. Oh, look at him go. Rogers with, the flick pass going into the wrong player. So here come Icons. Oh, losing the ball forward. Almost getting to the lead there. The home crowd, they're silent at the moment.
Yeah, they're a bit nervous, I think. I think they were all a bit nervous. Obviously, this is knockout, so we need to win it.
Well, the Noosa side yet to win their home tournament, so
yeah,
this is the best chance they've probably had over the 7 years.
Absolutely. Best chance they've had.
So Mayhew getting the ball out. Dummy thrown. Here they come. We know they've got pace. The Dolphins coming across. Charlie Taylor taken, picking the ball up. Oram with a great chase, and he's stolen the ball, Oram. Well, he's been the Icons' best the past few days as McKeel comes on the ball, pops it back, and they can't go on with it. So
they're coming back for the touch. The touch he had his flag up, so they've bringing it all the way back from that play before. So Noosa's throw in. This will go Leaper or McKill. I would expect McKill will take this.
Yeah, it doesn't go straight though, and I know they have a bit of leniency here with the wind, and it's 7's and no one really competes, but that one almost was thrown at a right angle. Unfortunately there, he got up pretty well.
Yeah, we just got to get some of the basics right, haven't you, at this level?
Good scrum by Noosa, pressuring Oram at the back, letting the ball go, and here's Chol comes on, he makes a big impact. Flick pass out the back by Mayhew, but called back for the double knock on. (10-12) the score. Still plenty to play here as we see a couple of changes as the game goes on. It's been played at a very fast pace. So Oram with the feed.
Defence crucial here.
It's Chol. He's evasive. He's strong and he's taken down. Defence was good and that's a penalty. Yeah, diving in.
Off the feet.
Off the feet, as you said. Quick one taken. Gray with the opportunity to Oram, and now there's space out wide. Inside ball. This could be close. This will be very close. It won't be close. It'll be a try.
Yeah, in they go on that far side.
Yeah, Hugh Taylor.
Hugh Taylor, yeah, super ball. And you just wonder if they've got time now. Oh, they might have, yeah.
Yeah, there's still time, 15-12.
1 minute 30.
We look at the replay here, and again, that link man, Oram, he's been so effective in that role here today.
Super ball, out in front of the man, that's perfect, especially in the conditions where it's so windy.
Mind you, it was Skelton on that far side. Of course, Skelton, he's around that Australian 7's set up as well. He went to Germany with them, played.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy Friend, obviously the Australian coach, he's been keen to spread his squad about this weekend and have them playing in all sorts of different areas, so that's interesting for him. Gives him a chance to look at his squad, but also gives him a chance to look at any up-and-coming stars that he might fancy.
Well, as he said yesterday, a few rough diamonds often get unturned here at these tournaments. Now Noosa. Oh, the runaround play. Rogers. Palms off. Oh, gets away. Evades. Chol comes across in cover. Takes him over the touchline, and the ball goes forward out of the hand, Don.
Yep. Just overran it a wee bit there. I think just trying to be a bit clever, but they're thinking, they're learning a lot, these Noosa boys. But they're learning the tough way because they're running out of time here. They need the next turnover. This ball will probably be kicked out, I suspect.
Yeah, well, there's 14 minutes gone. Oh, they turned the ball over, so this is the last play here. Noosa, they need to hold the ball. Charlie Taylor, he's one of the danger men out there. So Noosa, they need to control it here.
Got the penalty.
Yeah, the game can't end on the penalty either here at the Noosa 7. So Noosa, the home side, they've got to go about 60 metres up the field. They need to draw on the experience, the combinations that saw them win the A-grade premiership. Mayhew. They go back. McKill goes wide. Charlie Taylor pops a ball up. Oh, nicely tackled Justin Batch. McKill goes back to Taylor. Mayhew stands. Oh, it's been knocked down, and that'll be game over. So the Noosa Dolphins, the home side, they get bailed out in the quarterfinal. And Don, it's upsetting, but it was a good game, a good spectacle. Played in the right spirit, mate.
Absolutely. Well done. Well done, Icons. They deserve that, actually. Had all the pressure, and the Noosa Dolphins will learn a lot from that. So onwards and upwards.
So next up, we've got Tribe 7's taking on the North side, North Brisbane Rugby. So the invitational side, of course, North Brisbane playing in the blue and maroon. And the Tribes, well, they've switched over to the black jersey today. They were playing in the white yesterday.
Yep, they're in their change strip. I think white is their preferred strip, so I think this is their change strip. This will be another cracking game, yeah?
Yeah, players to watch out for. Tom Connor. He was inspirational yesterday to V2. And Nick Dongy, the little half in the headgear, he's their link player.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think this will be a real physical encounter here. I mean, they all are, but this one, I reckon, is going to be a cracker.
Yeah, Nick Chapman out there as well for this Brisbane side. He's the one that just jumped up and got the ball. I was just about to say, he's the one to watch out for.
Yeah, well, Nick Chapman's come through the Noosa ranks as well. local boy, did all his football up here. His dad's a great...
and his brother Zach also playing in the side.
Yep, absolutely. And Dad's over there on the in the control tent helping out. Great rugby family.
As they come across Cree. Cree's big, he's strong, he's hard to put down. Yeah, they go back. Mullen stands, delivers, turns, and here's Chapman. As you said, local junior. That one goes around the feet of Cree, so they lose a bit of ground here, but they recalibrate well. Mullen under pressure. And here they come. There's a bit of space out wide. Chapman. Zach Chapman with a chip over for himself. Oh, he's lost his footing, but it could be close. No, Dongy gets back there and places the ball.
22 dropout.
Yeah, this may get them a bit of field position, a bit of space down the field as they try and alleviate some pressure. It's been all Norths so far. So short arm, taking too long.
Wow.
Well refereed there. Ball comes out, Mullen. He was looking for Cree, but he turned and went the other way. Ball's been dropped, and that'll be a knock on. So pressure alleviated a little bit there for the Tribe Sevens. You can see Tom Connor out there talking, telling his troops to fire up a little bit.
Yeah, I think just the teams are just struggling to adjust to the conditions this morning, funnily enough. You know, they did so well yesterday in those wet weather conditions. The skills were just amazing.
Well, definitely. They've got the wind to contend with it now, and the chipper chase ahead. This will be close. He needs the bounce. Oh, it comes off the knee. It's going to be close. He regathers, throws it inside. Bennett Leslie gets the spoils. Etty Slater kicks it downfield, and Bennett Leslie goes under the posts to open the scoring.
Yeah, good try, good vision, and they didn't panic, did they? They just held the ball up for the support runners, and there they dot down under the sticks and take the 2 points. So that was a good score.
Yeah, it just comes off the knee. I thought he would have regathered, but the second bounces. The undercover tent pole gets in the way. We won't put try down to tent pole, but maybe the supporting play. So now Norse. It's been all Norse so far. Oh, Tom Connor with a great hit there. Rolls him over. That is good contact, holding onto the ball. So Tom Connor, underrated defensively, but we see there why. He wants to make a name for himself in the 7's series. Holding on there, so penalty goes back to the North side. Mullen with a quick tap. Oh, just reaching for it there was Zach Chapman. Not the best of ball. Cree winds up and now looking for Chapman of the Nick variety that time, Don.
Yep, that was Nick, and luckily for him, he lost control of the ball there, but the referees deemed that as a knock-on. So again, it will be a North's feet. We've got the under-18s competition going on the backfield. Those guys are getting through their ties, and
yeah, well, we saw them as well.
They had a 1 or 2 on the front field.
Yeah, the first 3 games they were chancing their arm. The Brisbane Fiji side, they look very hard to beat.
They do. The Brisbane Fiji boys look the real deal, don't they? They really look polished.
So Chapman with the tap. They look to go wide. Here's Zach Chapman. Local junior played AFL this year, I believe, in Brisbane.
Yeah, we did. Good crossover, learned some other skills there.
Here's Cree. Now here's Nick Chapman. Nick Chapman, has he got the pace? He's got the evasive skills. Now he's going to chip and chase over Dongy's head. Oh, it bounces back, and nice take there, Bennett Leslie.
Great play.
He's a big man, Bennett Leslie, and he goes up towards the 40. Turnover there, yeah. Too many committed to the ruck, too many committed to the breakdown then. Gelative on the field now as well for the Tribes. He's no stranger to the Australian 7 setup.
Yep.
That ball kicked towards the Bar TV bus.
So that wind's come round again.
Yeah, it's swung around definitely for sure. It's coming across the field now. It was going the other way this morning.
Yep. It's going pretty much down the field, so they've got an advantage.
Oh, it's a V2.
here.
Sorry to cut you off. Dongy gets the ball. We know he's quick. Chapman in chase, but Dongy will score another try for the Tribe 7's. Right on half time, right where you like to score them, just to make it that little bit harder to come out.
And he's getting himself a chance with the kick as well. He's going to take his conversion of his try. So
Well, he's one of the better kickers yesterday. He nailed one from the touchline a couple of times.
sweet. Right between the sticks, eh?
Yep, so 14-0 as we see the replay there. He's one of the smaller players in the tournament, but he certainly is quick as well, isn't he?
Very quick, deceptively quick when he's breaking away from these sort of missed tackles. Gives himself half a chance, and he's got this really fast feet and takes off.
So half-time there. Of course, our Bar TV broadcast partner, Core Crew, placing staff from all around the country into mining jobs around Queensland, WA, Hunter Valley, and indeed South Australia as well. The partners here for the Noosa 7's, visit noosa.com.au. Naming rights partner IGA Marketplace, always shop independent. I know I do. Matai Sports, and of course we are live from the Kennards commentary box, providing us with all the great infrastructure here to bring you all the vision on Bar TV Sports in conjunction with the Noosa 7's. So it'll be Tribe 7's to kick off here. Don, how do you see this half going?
Yeah, I think they've got control of the football. Tribe are looking just a wee bit more organised, I would say, and they're going to be hard to beat in this second half. But
I think they're going to be hard to beat in the tournament, to be fair.
Yeah, I would say they're one of the favourites now.
Especially with the Noosa side bowing out. Here's Connor. Connor straightening up. Connor with the palm. Connor goes towards the try line. Will he get there? Oh, he'll get there all right. That's another try for Tom Connor as he goes over and extends the lead. 19-0 in favour of the Tribe 7's, and they're well in control here at sunny Noosa.
It might be somewhere up there. It's never far away, the sun, but my goodness, it hasn't come out this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been out and about doing a few things of late, and when I saw the Noosa 7's come up on the Bar TV schedule, I was so pumped to get some sunny weather. Head to the beach. I know you don't have daylight savings here, but the curtains seem to fade, don't they? I was pumped, but we've had a couple of days of wet weather, but I'm still enjoying everything to do here. And, of course, I was on visit noosa.com.au to see what to do, and plenty of good restaurants around, plenty of things to do here as we go back to the action. Little juggle there off the restart. So Tribe now with a good chance to go back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they've got their ascendancy here. This is going to be hard. They'll just take their time. They won't start winding the clock down yet, but they'll slow the play down, take control of the ball, and try and finish this one off.
So Dongy, there's a bit of space on that short side, and Gelative goes towards that way, but North's come up with it. So flick pass on the inside, bouncing almost off the head. Cree brings it in one-armed. Now, can they go in on the far side? But Tribe comes across. There's Tanavasa on the wing. Here's Gelatov passing the ball back inside. Hermans scored a couple of good tries yesterday as well, as Dongy keeps the ball alive. The link man. Now Tribe through Bennett Leslie. Get to the 40. Short side again. As they go up the centre, the Tribe 7's showing good control here. To V2, ball to Dongy. Dongy gets caught with some blitz defence. Here's to Vito again. To Vito with the palm. Trying to accelerate through the defensive line there. Eddie Slater holding on to the ball that time. He's tackled, and that was some good scrambling defence by the north side. Of course, it is at knockout stage here at the Noosa 7's. And Don, are you liking what you see by this Tribe side?
Yeah, obviously they went through at top of the group yesterday. They topped their group, and this is one of the crossover games in the Cup quarterfinal. So they are looking pretty hard to beat. I would
good
say.
ball. As they go up the field, Sean Wickham has it in tow now. Long ball by Chris Corn. Play on. I thought it may have floated forward. And now they look to get their first points on the board here. As Chapman pops it up. And that's going to be called back for a head-high tackle. Not much in it. As Corn now, he tries to do it himself. And then taken in a good tackle on the far side by Tavitu from the Tribe side. Knocking the ball out. Dongy calling for it. Plenty still to play for Tavitu. Here's Gelatov. Now they're going up through Hermans. Hermans pinning the ears back. Hermans gets away. And he's got no one in sight. Gets away from the tackler coming across the field. And now he's going to go underneath the sticks for another try for the Tribe 7's.
Yeah, good score there. They had to, it was on from right from that set piece on the far side of the field. Quick hands across in front of the goal post, and the spearman was there. They evaded the tackle, and he strolled in under the posts, and that's going to put this game out of sight now.
Yeah, certainly, as we see the replay there as he skipped away. And now we're going to go back to the restart there. A couple of changes. Karma's on the field. He's, as Ed Jenkins said yesterday, he's probably going to win haircut of the tournament. The man in the number 10. That's a good restart again by Tribe 7's.
Yeah, just a small wee knock on there by Tribe, but they won't mind that. It actually slows the clock down at this stage, so boys can get a breather. They'll slow this right down.
Yeah, certainly there's a minute to play in the game. So now they go out to Hutchinson. We haven't seen too much of him here yet today. We know once he gets in open space, he's hard to put down, but he turns the ball over, and it's a penalty. So tap's taken. Can they get on the board here? Sean Wickham invites them. Tries to create some own space for himself. And this is good defence there. Oh, great stuff there. Hutchinson driving him back. Karma's almost, if he can get the ball, he was going to be free down that touchline. Referee calls it back, of course. You can't end the game on a penalty. Here's Dongy. Now to V2. Tries to stride away, inside ball. Now Dongy, he's going to go over for a double in the match and in the game. And Tribe 7's, they've certainly sent a message to this competition, Don.
Yep, that's for sure. I would say they're probably put themselves in pole position in terms of seeing how we see that from the commentary box. So they're going to be one to watch going forward. Yep.
Because we are in the Kennards commentary box, and we've got the Defence Sevens coming up next against the Red Heavies. So the Red Heavies had a good account for themselves yesterday. Of course, the UQ's second side, I guess you'd call them, the bigger boys.
Yep, I would say that's the second side, and some of those UQ sides, they were competing for honours last night as well. We had, I'm sure the girls' plate finals, the Red Heavies were in that. Might even been the cup final, but certainly the UQ program is working.
So we see the kick-off there, and a knock-on to start the proceedings. Defence Sevens. They have expected a lot for themselves all weekend. They're very well drilled, aren't they? They've got a pretty good program in at defence. We saw them as we were driving in, coming in convoy.
Yep.
So no team bus, a couple of army jeeps.
Yep, a couple of jeeps, yeah. No, Nick Reese, the Defence Sevens manager, he's got high hopes for this team this weekend. He's made no secret that they are here to compete for honours, so we'll just see what happens.
Well, they need to beat the Red Heavies, and here they come, the Red Heavies. This looks like it could be a try. Thomas Hiramatsu. Oh, he's knocked it on. Hiramatsu on the far side.
Yeah, just lost control on the way over the line there. Otherwise, that would have been the first points of this tie.
Of course, in the knockout stages here at the Noosa 7's. Defence. Coming out of their own half of their own line. Tom Clark.
Strong on the ball, as you'd expect. All the Defence Force teams are upper body strength. They love to have a wrestle. You'll see that right across their men and women's program. They're very physical, the Defence Force guys.
Well, for our female viewers out there, do you think they play rugby commando underneath those shorts, Don?
We don't want to go there.
And now, looking to streak away. Oh, good defence coming across by the Red Heavies. Yeah, holding on to the ball, not releasing. So, Red Heavies, nice work over the ball. Looking to stretch this defence. Sevens out wide and coming back on it. That was nice play. Good interchanging there. Kicked over the top. And now it's a foot race, but I'm pretty sure Tom Clark, probably one of the quickest players in the tournament. He gets back there, saves the day, but he's going to be isolated as he gets up, plays the ball himself, and plays a knock-on. So, the pressure's on defence.
Yeah, great pickup, great cover. Unfortunately, just got a wee bit isolated there, and the pressure resulted in a turnover scrum.
Well, the Red Heavies.
This is going to be difficult to defend. The short side, you would think they'll go that way.
No, they decide to go to the open. Regent getting the ball away, and that's a try on the far side. Harry Parker puts the ball down eventually. He should have just dived for the corner, but he advances the position, and we know goal kicking, it's so important here this weekend, John.
Yeah, and it's so difficult as well in these conditions. So he maybe, you know, that decision to get him another 10 metres in from that corner, that might just have paid off. We'll just wait and see.
Well, the wind is diagonally behind him. It's a tough attempt. He's only taken about 15 back, and I'll tell you what, he got some height on it, but just judged too much on the wind, I guess.
Yeah, just lacked a bit of direction, but...
So the Red Heavies, they're 5-0 up. Defence probably coming into this match as favourites. So we've seen this a bit in these quarterfinals, haven't we? The favourites forced to chase.
Oh, good hands.
Oh,
good
great
grab there.
Yeah, great grab. Getting up above everybody. Now, looking to go wide. Taken over the touchline. Oh, Clark backing himself, but just couldn't get there, could he?
No, good defence, though. Good defence by the...
Well, the UQ, as
UQ guys.
and we've mentioned so often throughout the broadcast over the weekend that they're a well-drilled Sevens side as well as a great club rugby side in the Brisbane competition. Now they come back. Parker popping the ball over the top.
Got the advantage, though.
Sorry, it's Quast.
And they got the penalty.
Yes,
Defence
that
force
penalty.
looking to knock back here.
Yeah, they are looking to put something on. Betty offloads out wide. Oh, they were so close, weren't they? Now it pops up.
Here we go.
And this will be a try. Jackson Pearson going over.
This kick will be important because this will give that 2-point lead, I think.
Yeah, they need to really make sure of this one coming into half time. They'll be expecting the 2-point buffer.
Got it too. Well, the defence force, yeah. I'll say this will be my second team that I'll back today. Obviously, Noosa Dolphins out of the tournament now, or into a plate playoff.
Well, defence, you're going to go for defence, yeah?
Well, being an ex-serviceman myself,
yeah.
I have to do that. You mentioned the commando thing. I was in the Royal Marine Commandos back in the UK in my day.
Well, there you go. Of course, we're live all around the world here for the Noosa Sevens, as we see another little mistake there.
Yeah, as we've said all morning, it's just some of the players are just struggling to adjust to the change in the wind, and that's a greasy ball. These first ties are, you've just got to get out, get your head in the game. And
so we hear the siren there. Betty with a nice short ball. Now it pops up. Oh, Quast goes without it. Picked up, and he certainly made up for the mistake with a tackle there.
yeah, that brings it a half-time whistle.
So that'll be half time. We'll take a quick word from a couple of our partners here for the Noosa Sevens, and we'll come back with all the second half action. So back now, it's Defence Sevens ahead of the Red Heavies, hailing from the University of Queensland. UQ's second side in this tournament. 7-5 the scoreline, as we see the huddles out there. It's quarterfinal time here at the Noosa Sevens, and it's elimination rugby here on the Sunshine Coast as we get forward towards the end of the day. We've got a big match coming up, but this is the quarterfinal of the day coming up with the Brisbane Fiji side taking on UQ in a knockout. Probably two of the more favoured teams. Don coming up next, and they've got to play each other in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, again, they'll know each other from the circuit down there. All the players will be well familiar with each other's attributes.
Oh, the dummy's thrown by Kaskelly, the captain of the Red Heavies. And for our viewers out there, you can probably understand why, sporting the red hair. As they go wide immediately, the defence, 7's. Red Heavies come across, and their defence, it's been a feature. They may not be the quickest side in the tournament, but it's certainly proving a handful as Hiramatsu. Hiramatsu gets away from a couple, can't get the ball away. It comes out of the hand, goes forward.
Yeah, double knock on there, just coming back for that double knock on. The boys seem to be hands on the knees. They're
yeah, it's got to be hard conditions out there, hasn't it? The wind certainly doesn't make it easier. Almost blowing the oxygen away there, Don.
Yeah, well, 7's is a bit like that. You're gasping for breath, and any stoppage in play, you're looking to breathe in the big ones.
We'd expect defence maybe to have the superior fitness coming in the dying stages of this match. They've got the 2-point buffer. And now the inside ball. Oh, great hit inside their 22. So the pressure's on there as they come through on the breakdown. The ball's deemed out. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty. Dived over, unfortunately lost his feet. So now Red Heavies with the quick one, going out wide. Canville, the try scorer, tries to create something off his own line. Dummy thrown, spinning, turning. Pearson, he's been dangerous all tournament. Oh, the ball just skids along the ground and Quast can't get to it. So Harry Parker takes the quick one. Kaskelly offloads, now looking for the width. Regent evades a couple, inside ball. Kaskelly.
Got numbers now.
They do have numbers and they need to use it. Barrett goes through, has support, can't get it away. Harry Parker was unmarked as he tries to skip down the short side. Kaskelly in at half. Now they go wide again. Great long ball. Oh, and that's going to be a try. Is it in the corner? Yes, it is. Regent goes over.
Well done. Well, good skill set. End-to-end stuff there, wasn't it?
Yeah, coast to coast, as they say. They played off their own line and went the entirety of the field. So the Red Heavies now in front. As we see the replay there, nice little in and away, creating the overlap. One to beat, and that's how you put them down.
That's the way. I didn't manage to get the conversion though, so that's going to make this an interesting kickoff.
And not long to play. Red Heavies go to the lead. The ball comes off a defence side as they go for the quick one. The Red Heavies looking to seal this match. They go back towards the blind side. Draw and pass will do it. Oh, he goes himself. David Todd. Unmarked on the outside was Takimura. As they drive forward through power. Takimura's on the outside.
Yeah, they're playing good football now.
Defence adjusts accordingly, though. Todd with the ball out, looking to use the length of the field. Rob Canville scored the first try. He's brought down. Barrett getting the ball away. The gaps open up. And it's turned over. Defence have it. They need another try. The clock's ticking down. Oh, it's been stolen with some good defence. They're close. They need it wide. They need it quick. And defence somehow, they scramble. They've turned it over. Oh, unlucky.
Going in, well done.
Yeah, they're going to go in there, and that should seal the match.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Well done.
7-10, the red heavies, well. I'll tell you what, Don, not to sound too brash, but I'd hate to see who you're going to go for next, because I'm not going to get on them.
2 from 2 for me. Not the right side of it either.
So 15-7 and 17-7 with the conversion. So they need 2 tries here, defence. As the hooter goes, we're going to get one more play in. Maybe just a little early. The referee checked his watch and says play on. Oh, that's going to go out. So that'll be the end of the game as we bring you now to our last game here of the Men's Elite quarterfinals. That match there, the Red Heavies coming out in front in favour of the Defence Force 7. So Defence now with a long day. Good day up in that beach bar.
Yeah, that's where you want to be heading once you're knocked out. Looks pretty full up there already, so
Yeah,
there might be a bit of a vibe going on up there.
I guess a couple of players, dare I say, kicking on from last night, Don.
Yeah, they seemed to, they had a full house in there last night, so...
well, 600 people, that's an amazing turnout, given that it was almost a cyclone here last night.
Yeah, there was a bit of a weather event went on. We had a bit of damage this morning with all our pop-up tents and stuff, but we've sorted all that out and we're back on track.
So this is the big one. Brisbane, Fiji taking on UQ in what will be the highlight of this morning draw. It's a big one. Both sides as UQ go up for it. UQ looking to play early. Singh, it was a good take as now they look to go wide and now they go back towards the right. Over the halfway. Both sides. Early tournament favourites. They meet each other in the quarterfinal. And now they're dancing around. Setu gets through with a big palm. Setu. It was Clifton Setu, of course. There's a couple in there. And this is good stuff by UQ, really exerting the pressure, keeping the ball alive. And here's Setu again, up the middle. Now they pick from the back of the breakdown. Fiji rush the defence, it's caused a bit of space, but the pass just not sticking there. Weller, oh, he had one on the outside. He doesn't need him as Weller goes over.
Yeah, Nick Weller, going over there. He's just come back. He's had a bit of an injury, this young boy, and he's just, you can see he's just put on a bit of size. He's been working in the gym, clearly, upper body size, but yeah, I was speaking with his mum and dad yesterday. They're up from Brisbane, supporting their son.
He performed well yesterday, that's for sure, and he's only young, and I thought he almost bombed it there. He had Harvey on the outside. In any case, UQ opened the scoring. And Brisbane, Fiji, well, we saw them yesterday afternoon. They came back from the deficit. Took them a while to click into gear. So we'll see just exactly how they respond to the opening try. And it's kicked deep. Vadanatu, and they go wide. There's Nafoa, inside ball. Hard to put down is Joey Lala. Here's Vasaki Kakau. Now coming in field is Tassi. Offloads. Tassi almost gets the ball. Now they go wide. Nafoa. Maintaini, he's scored a couple of blistering tries on the far side as Joey Lala goes through. Weller, yeah, Weller almost went over for his second there, just not for the knock on. So this is the best opportunity now for Brisbane, Fiji.
Yeah, just as the weather's starting to come in again, we're having another shower. Seems to be going to be the pattern for the day. It's going to.
I'll tell you what, I was freezing yesterday. I was absolutely soaked from head to toe, Don. And I got home for a warm shower and I had to get out. I was sick of dripping water on me.
Yeah, we were all in the same boat yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I jumped in the spa instead.
Nice one.
As now, and special thanks to the Noosa 7's for putting us up in such great accommodation at the Sea Change there. They've looked after us. It's been a good couple of days as we now see Brisbane, Fiji. Oh, nice offload. And this will be a try. Meitatini goes over for another try in this tournament.
Yeah, good score there.
Mind you, it wasn't. Yes, it was Meitatini.
Yes. Good, yeah. And he's given himself a chance for. He's not going to take the goal kick, but he's come under the sticks, giving his kicker a chance. He's.
Vatanatu will take the spoils. We saw Nafoa yesterday taking the majority of the kicks. He may have gone from the field, Nafoa. He did start the game. No, he's back there in back play on his haunches. So maybe the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, they've added the two, so
7 apiece.
ties it up. And they'll look to get plenty height on this kickoff, get their chasers in after the ball. There you go.
Yeah, nice height there again. As you said, oh, look at that. Eric Vasaki-Kakau, the former Perth player, goes up and gets above everything. Oh, the flick pass out the back. We can hear the crowd cheering on the players. So, penalty given to Fiji. The ball was thrown away there. Referee missed it, but no, he didn't. So Ratu.
That's a yellow card.
Set to that's his second of the tournament. And you may have heard over the crowd mic, sideways rain. And it certainly is coming in sideways as now Vasaki-Kakau with the long ball wide. This could be trouble. Oh, yes, could be trouble. Is trouble. Joey Lala goes over.
Yeah, hard to defend that. Given the size of Joey Lala, close in, he's always going to back himself there, isn't he?
Yeah, just blistering pace as well. He's a big, I wouldn't say rotund, but he's thick set, isn't he, for a 7's player? And when he hits that hole, he hits it hard.
Yeah, and he knows his way to the line. He knows his way to the try line.
As we see the replay there, and we see the water now coming down ferociously. As that's half-time blown. We will get the kick-off. So UQ. They need to hit back. Here's Weller. Weller comes back short side, turning his player in on the inside, but too good. That could be a little knock on. Yes, it is. And that will be half time. And we'll take a quick break and come back with all the action of this second half in what is a fascinating fixture. As we come back now, making a few adjustments and everybody under cover here at the Noosa 7's. It's been a big tournament so far. We're going to come up next with the women's last of their pool matches. The elite women's, they've put on a massive display over the last few weeks. And now, as we finish off this half, you'll be back to your presidential duties, Don. Thanks very much for joining us, but how do you see this second half playing out?
Yeah, well, 7's a funny old game, but Brisbane Fiji.
Oh, he almost dropped that.
Yeah, he almost knocked it on. He got away with it. You got to think that they've possibly just...
Oh, that goes to ground, almost giving an opportunity.
Though. Keep it alive.
UQ to get on board. Nafoa. Oh, Eric Vasakikaku can't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, so, I'll back Brisbane Fiji on this one, but, you know, my track record this morning has not been good. Thanks very much, boys, for having me. And
you can stay till the end of the match, and then we'll swap you in and out, Don. Don't be so hasty, mate.
Right, I thought you were giving me the heat.
I wouldn't do that to you. So, Brisbane Fiji, well in control. UQ, here's Weller. Passes the ball early. Harvey, driven backwards. Here's Setu. Looks to play wide. As they straighten the ball through Curtin. Now they come back. Here's Weller again. Weller. He's the danger man. Curtin. Coming across. Yeah, penalty. Unlucky there to get away with that. Fiji, the Brisbane Fiji side.
Could have gone the other way.
Well done, Joey.
Nafoa. Just sucking up valuable time. The tap is taken now. They're just playing at their own pace. And the pace is just picked up. Palm comes out. Oh, almost getting the ball. Oh, kicked away. Is that kicked away or is it?
Hasn't been picked up.
Oh, he picked that up as a drop kick, has he? He's gone for field goal towards our commentary box.
Well, he's been pulled off the field anyway before he got maybe 2 minutes in the bin.
Well, he's certainly, Martatini, he's one of the quickest out there. So they made a few changes now, Brisbane Fiji. UQ. Now looking.
Turned it over.
Oh, nice scrum, Brisbane Fiji. Being very dominant in all aspects as they run across the field. as the ball comes out of that hand, and Weller cleans up, but Weller is taken out on the far side.
Yeah, both sides making the changes here. Brisbane, Fiji, obviously looking to
slow things down a little bit.
I think so.
12-7.
Be fair to say, but 12-7.
They've had the majority of possession in days gone by. They had converted more to points, but whether maybe playing a play, the defensive UQ as well has to be accounted for. It's been good as they turn the ball over, holding on. Quick tap taken now. What can they do? Fraser Hess, hard to put down. Here's Setu. Clifton Setu goes up the field. We know he's quick. He scored a couple of blistering tries yesterday. Now they're in a good position. UQ coming across. That could be a card. As the quick tap taken again. Harvey goes wide. Pops the ball up. Clancy gets it out to Setu. Try time.
Yeah, it's tied it up. We're going to extra time here, I think.
Yeah, so the score's locked up.
What's it looked up at?
12 apiece. As we hear on our effects mic from the Fijian contingent, asking the score.
Valid question, there's no scoreboard.
And that's a good try as we see the replay there. Good build-up, good pressure. As we see Setu from the sideline, another one that can kick from the sideline. It's a good kick. It looks all right, but it just goes in front. So 12 apiece. We've got a minute remaining on the clock. Both sides, they're out on their feet. Will this play a part, I guess, towards the end of the day for the winning side?
Yep, especially if this goes to extra time.
Well, they go deep, and for me, I would have liked to see them contest that ball there because Fiji playing off their own line, it's tough. Oh, that ball comes forward. So UQ now with a big opportunity to seal this match. You can see Setu on your screen, willing his team. It was good defence out wide. The ball popped loose. As we go. 12 apiece, the siren sounds. We'll get one more play. They need to force a turnover, and UQ with the opportunity to seal the match. Brisbane, Fiji with a tight head. Oh, penalty! So, can they go 80 metres here? Brisbane, Fiji. Stepping around, dancing. Bumping off, they're going backwards. They'll take that though. The palm comes out, pops up. They go into contact, the legs drive forward. Teeler it was. Here's Vasikikakakau. Nice ball on the inside. There's support. As they stop and turn. Ratu. Oh, pops the ball up. So it's play on. It's 12 apiece. Kicks the ball out.
Going to extra time.
And they will go. I don't know, do they go to extra time? I'm pretty sure it's first try scorer.
No, it's 5 minutes extra time, first point.
5 minutes extra time?
No changeover, I think so. I think you'll find in the rules we go 5 minutes straight and golden point.
So a bit of confusion out there amongst the officials as well. We're not going to go to a coin toss, are we?
Not yet.
That was the old days. as we see Brisbane Fiji versus the UQ7 side. The toss of the coin.
Yep, so I think it's 5 minutes, extra time, no changeover ends, and golden point.
So is it 5 minutes both halves, is it? Just
Straight.
one half? Just straight? For our viewers out there, new to 7's. The score locked up at 12 apiece. It'll be UQ to kick, so Brisbane Fiji will have the advantage. As we see the 18s UQ walk past our commentary position. Having played out on the backfield, they've come over to see the last bit of their top team to see what they can do. Again, the deep kick, Nafoa. He's dangerous. All bullets a pass in, goes around the midriff. Martinatini goes up the field, all losing the ball. Oh, referee calls it a knock on. Again, the UQ defence. So, 2 substitutions allowed in Golden Point. Here, Don, as we hear over the loudspeaker.
So, yeah, tournament director just clarifying the rules for everybody that's watching on.
Big scrum.
So they need to have a big scrum. Oh, UQ driven back. They drew the penalty before, but this time UQ get the penalty. So it goes wide. Setu, ball in 2 hands, Setu breaking free, offloading, and that's going to be called a forward pass.
Nice, let's go. Settle down, boys.
So, Ratua has come on the field. He's scored a couple of big tries yesterday, streaking up the field. He's the tallest man here. He's the tallest man in the tournament. As you see scrum time there, he's in the 13 jersey. That one comes out the back, around the legs. So stop start, there is some space out wide. Vadanuko, he's quick as they go towards the try line, streaking away. What a try. Vasessa Matatini wins the match for the Brisbane Fiji side, and they continue their day. We said it was going to be the game of the quarterfinals, and it didn't sell us short, did it, Don?
No, what a great game, what a great game, and what a great finish, eh? Coast to coast, really. Won the ball up in that far end and went the whole distance of the field to dot down in the corner. Great stuff.
Well, thanks very much for joining us, Don. We'll let you get back to all your official duties out there. I'm sure you've got plenty of networking to do up there with all the sponsors, including Noosa. Visit noosa.com.au, IGA Marketplace, Kennards and Matai Sports. We're going to get into the next game. It is the start of the Elite Women's Draw. So we've got UQ 7's taking on Nation 7's. And we're going to be joined by the head coach of the Tribe 7's side. Sorry, as we go to the kickoff here. It's hectic here with the extra time and everything going on. How's your weekend been going?
Oh, it's certainly been very wet, but it's good to be up here in the dry conditions.
Well, I don't know. Give it half an hour, I'm sure we'll get sprinkled on as we see a break here. Oh, good tackle there. Hay goes forward. She's making a name for herself on this female 7 circuit. is the number 8 for UQ. So, yeah, as I mentioned, how's your weekend been going? Of course, both your men's and women's side certainly looking, I guess, red-hot favourites as we see UQ streaking up the field. It's Stroop. She's caught, though. Great defence by the Nations coming across. So, as I mentioned, you've had a good weekend, both the female and males for the tribes.
Yeah, they're doing quite well. Both, the men and women's teams, but we've also got the youth teams here as well. So you've got the under-18s and I think we've got the under-16s here as well. So, look, it literally is a tribe. There's a cast of thousands of us here, but it's been great so far.
Yeah, it certainly has, and I guess your program, one of the, benchmarks for 7's in Australia. What goes into it for you guys?
Well, I'm based out of New South Wales, so the program's actually run up here in Queensland. It's a credit to what the good people in the tribe family have done. Cassie Holland, Don Kaslik, they've been wonderful, and also the Bennett family. They run the management side of things, the physio, and it's a really well-structured program, providing another pathway if you're not inside a 7 system.
Well, UQ with a bit of space out wide. This will be a try. Scroop goes in over for the first try of the women's side of the draw, the morning session. It's a light. And that proves why, I guess, this UQ side, we spoke about, getting a good program in place. I'll tell you what, they're doing pretty well at the moment themselves.
Yeah, we'll have a look at their Aon series. They were certainly the benchmark, and they brought it through to here. So you got Lily Dick out there in number 1, who has an enormous amount of potential. I know Tim Walsh has got a keen eye on her, and Dale Robson. So she's certainly a leader and one to watch. And you've got a couple of other girls who took part in the Youth Commonwealth Games over in the Bahamas that won gold. So, look, they're doing good things also, but they're tied in with the QAS program. And, Reg, their head coach, certainly knows his stuff.
Yes, and of course, this Nations side, another one of these invitational programs. I guess, how hard is it to get them to come together pre-tournament? And how many players, I guess, do you keep in the squad? I know it shifts around a little bit depending where the tournaments are.
Yeah, it certainly does. Look, I think the key thing with the invitational teams, you've probably got a core set of players that you rely on, but the invitational team, you've got to provide those development opportunities. Wonderful break. Oh, just dropped down there. You've got to, the development opportunities, those up-and-coming players to take part, and that's what it's all about for me.
Now this space out wide is calls for use. It may not need to.
Well, in this Nations team, you got the experience of Kobe Jane Morgan, who was part of the Aussie 7's system, and also was a Wallaroo. And then Chloe LePepe, who's got the white and pink boots on, who was a Wallaroo last year. So look, there's a bit of experience out there, and this will be a quality game, actually.
Well, they've all been quality so far, and UQ now with the ball and the turnover.
So tell me, what was it like yesterday when that rain came down and the high tide started rising? Could we show the high tide?
Yeah, it definitely was the high tide. I mean, I thought, what have I done here to deserve this? I was absolutely soaked from head to toe. And, the Kennards tent, you can see it out the back. It's absolutely ruined with the wind and the rain and what went on last night. But, mid-game yesterday, obviously we had to make some adjustments, but in any case, they're making adjustments out there as they come across. The UQ in control, I guess you'd say, at the moment. Nice run up centre field there, Lily Dick.
Yeah, again. She's got a big week coming up, Lily Dick, being a part of the Bendigo series with New Zealand.
Oh, and almost getting through again. UQ now, they're threatening. They go the short side, stepping away, left foot infield. Goulding goes over for a good try. Well worked by UQ.
Goulding, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, youth, Olympic. Let's start that again. She was a gold medalist, a part of that youth team that went to the Bahamas. There we go, second time better.
Good part of the world too, Bahamas. Lived over there for 6 months. In Nassau.
Oh.
Yeah, some of us go all right.
Yeah, that would be living the dream. I know Lockie Parkinson and Dale Robson had a fantastic time over there, and Lockie Parkinson even got a tan from all reports, and that's hard for him to do.
Well, I'm not one to tan up either, but tell you what, my hair went blonder anyway. And that one unsuccessful, so UQ 7's 12, Nation 7's 0.
Talking of big weeks, you guys have got a big load coming up, don't you? Central Coast 7's? Not
Yeah,
far away.
Central Coast 7's. Of course, Craig Morgan organised that, and of course the Western Sydney 7's. Also producing NRC at the moment for Fox Sports, which is live today as well. And that's a good run up the sideline here. Nations, they'll want to score here again just before half time. There's 30 seconds remaining.
Nations, they definitely want to get back to the final. They were in it last year and lost to Icons in that, which
Oh, that's a lovely short ball, almost getting away. The ball hard to contend with in these greasy conditions. What do you say to your side when it is like that? Do you tell them just to play the same, or do you tell them to
change it up?
Change it up.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to focus on your core basics, simplify it, and make sure you do those things well. So, you know, with the Tribe men's team, we've just spoken about being consistent and having that clarity in what we want to do. As you probably saw in that game, we'll really focus on that recycle and work we have to do off the ball. Defensively, you've got to be very smart in these conditions too, because as you've seen, players slipping, sliding over there, so your defensive pattern's got to change. But it's all about being adaptable. You've got to adapt on the run in this 7's game, and that's what attracts me to it. Yeah, definitely. And I guess we've talked about, I guess, the coaching staff and everything that goes into it. And I guess the partners here for Noosa 7's 25 grand, all up in prize money. It's up there as one of the best tournaments in Australia as far as that goes. But I guess how do you go about, I guess, funding the team? Is you guys got partners? Look, to be honest, I don't have those answers. I just get the phone calls to say, mate, can you be a part of this for us and help us here and so forth. Look, that's all done behind the scenes. Once again, through the Kaslik family and the Bennett family, they do a marvellous job around that. But look, there is a network out there that people are interested in 7's being part of it. It's an Olympic sport. It's growing. Yeah, certainly big exposure. I guess we spoke to Andy Friend and Ed Jenkins yesterday, I guess, about these satellite tournaments and I guess how they can grow and be a part of pathways into the Australian setup, the Australian program, the state setups. You know, it's definitely something that I guess the hierarchy of Australian rugby need to look at to bring everyone together and create a system, you know, where there's ways where talent like this on display can go forward. And that's a great covering tackle there. I thought she was away. Lele Fano. Well, I think you'll find Grace there, number 8 for UQ. She was selected in the dream team for the Aon series. So she's, you know, again, another talented player to keep an eye on. Yeah, Kahai, she's very, very well regarded. I know, doing some of the NRC games, obviously trailing. Well, they were trailing the NRC, the Aon 7, sorry, and it was exciting to watch. Yeah. Certainly the skill level, it's unbelievable. I think she comes from a surf club background too, around, I think it might be an Iron Women's and things of that nature, board ski events. Well, so she'll be loving this sand field out there today then. Yeah, definitely. Great fight there in the tackle, well done. Yeah, definitely. And now, Nations, they're threatening. They've come out in the second half with a spring in the step. We know very dangerous is Lapipi. 5 out. They need the long ball to the right. They go to the left. There's the overlap. Can they get to the corner, the in, the away? And the pass goes to ground and UQ. Defensive structure just holding up there. Scroop on the wing. Unlucky there, wasn't it? Wow.
That's a big call.
look who has the ball, number 8 again for UQ, eh? So she's come from a scrum over the far side of the field to get to there where she is. Shows how much effort she does and work off the ball to be a part of this game.
Yeah, Kai House is certainly been a massive part of the success of his UQ side.
What about that hit?
That was a good hit,
That
wasn't
was a
it?
sandwich and a half.
And now playing out of their own line as we see so much of in the 7's.
Yeah, there's not too much wide free passing going on, is there?
Oh, the space opens up and getting the ball out wide. This could be trouble now as Goulding. She's roped down on her own 40. Cahill gets the ball almost stripped there. That's well deserved, I thought. Holding on, she was isolated.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything about it.
Up tails, you got this, go.
Oh, almost evading the tackle. Gemma Walker. And that's a penalty. That was...
Yeah, Lily
Cool.
Dick got a strong base there over that ball. She's one of the hardest to move, as we were seeing in the Aon series. Erica Flower about to kick here. She's probably a seasoned veteran of 7. She's been around for a while now.
Yeah, she has. Has she played with the Tribes before?
No, I don't think she's had a tribe wings.
I thought she had a...
I don't think she
I
has.
thought she may have had a stint at the Central Coast one year.
You could be wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you could be right.
I am what you call a savant.
Probably going back to we were talking about tournaments like these, how crucial they are. You know, I know at the ARU they're working on trying to get a clearer schedule in place for the
Yeah.
7's like this. You know, unfortunately we've got this event on and Byron
Byron at the same time as well. Both great events, both great parts of the world.
Exactly, and you know, it used to flow the calendar, and you would go from Noosa into Byron into the Central Coast, and it was a really good flow to it. So we've got to get back to that structure and how we facilitate and provide enough opportunities for everyone to play.
Well, as well as tournament directors, isn't it? Getting around and liaising with each other.
Exactly right, and you've probably got the Premier Tournament in Central Coast, and Craig Morgan, a wonderful understander and facilitator of that.
He does a great job, and he's very passionate about it, for sure. I'm sure he's watching intently at the coverage and picking up some ideas on how we can better it for his tournament. But he's very passionate, to say the least. And here come UQ. Taken down the end was Vasuka. Tall. One of the taller players in this women's draw is Vasuka. Very quick as well. Saw yesterday score some great tries.
The scoreline probably doesn't reflect the effort out there from both teams, would it?
Yeah, just the execution at the moment from this nation's side. And in some last-ditch defence by UQ as now there's space out wide. The long ball, oh, good hands as now this is going to be close. Walker taken in a very strong tackle. And the penalty's blown there, high shot. Thought it was not too bad.
One thing you'll note, you know, you got your Kennards 10 out the back there. I know Craig Morgan invests heavily in heavy-duty tents, so we won't be seeing that on the Central Coast.
Well, we've got the commentary box at the Central Coast. It's a pretty good structure. And now, as they come inside, oh, the dummy's thrown.
Oh, she's a big girl.
Philimahia gets the ball. Philimahia on the outside. Can she go towards the line? She gets there. Yes, she does. So, with a minute and a half remaining, it is a game on here. And in this circumstance, do you take the chance, take the quick kick, and hope for the, for the recycled ball?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you've just got to just quickly boot it, get back, and try and get possession back again from this restart.
Well, she's done just that. And
your focus has got to be in this restart, and
they need one under the sticks.
Yeah, no.
Of course, these still pool matches, not elimination just yet on the women's side of the draw. So,
and you probably note that Kobe James off the field for Nations, probably their more well-known kicker, and it's a real strength in her game. And also Chloe LePepe, she's off as well. So probably not ideal. Your two really good kickers are off. But let's see what number 3's got here. Oh, that's all right.
Oh, what do you mean? That was unbelievable, and kick it out's the call, and they get away with a win there. UQ with the nation's side coming home with the proverbial wet sail.
And they were hit hard yesterday, UQ, with injuries. They were dropping like flies. So young Kobe's down here in front of us from the 10 at the moment. She's on crutches, so hopefully that's not a long-term injury and puts her out of national contention.
Yeah, sure. And this one, this is a big one here. So this is Gold Coast v Redlands. Is it coming up next? And Tribe 7's will be the final match.
Go Shani's old club.
And unfortunately, haven't got the team sheets for this next matchup. So we'll just
It's very hard
talk
to know
our
who they
audience
are.
through it.
Yep. Look, Redlands run a fantastic 15s program up, down in Brizzy. So and they contested the final against Sunnybank. So you think these girls have got a bit of footy under their belt, so they know what they're doing.
And the Gold Coast yesterday, they impressed as well. Not one of the more fancied sides, but they certainly brought it to most of these teams they played in the pool matches. Ball comes out, penalty straight away. So Gold Coast with an advantage now. And coming up after the next game, the Tribe 7's taking on the Defence 7's in the women's.
That will be a good game, that one there, the Tribe 7's versus Defence. We've got Defence are building up to the Nationals, which is going to be in Bendigo this year. Is Bar TV coming to that one, Bendigo?
Well, if Bendigo's listening, we'd love to go there. I did the WBBL down there in Bendigo last year, and it was a good little trip away. Good town. Karaoke on a Thursday night.
Thursday night. Oh, I'm lucky we get there Friday, so I'm going to miss the karaoke. What's your go-to song for the karaoke?
Oh, I like to mix it up.
Mix it up?
Yeah. Don't really have a go-to. I'm a Tom Waits man myself. It's got to be a good karaoke setup to have Tom Waits.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with a bit of Darryl Braithwaite, Horses.
Oh, Horses.
That just brings the crowd in, doesn't it?
It does bring the crowd in.
But everyone seems to be in their country music at the moment. Chris Staples, Tennessee
Yeah, Chris
Whiskey.
Stapleton's very
Oh, wow.
good. And now, here they go up the field, the
Oh, sorry,
Redlands
get up.
side.
Oh,
Caught. Oh, I thought she was away. It was Hannock
yeah. Oh,
in
no.
the 15 jersey. She looked like she was there, and great cover defence by the Gold Coast.
Is a heavy track out there. Remember how much rain we've had in the last 2 days, so you might see a few people finding themselves on that treadmill.
I walked it this morning. I rated it as a good 4.
Good four.
Yeah, the drainage is amazing here.
It is very good drainage. I was having a chat with Brow before about the field, and said that when the British Lions were here on their last tour, they used this as a training base, and the council and the government invested heavily into making sure there's a world-class pitch, so it's got wonderful drainage.
Yeah, pressure on there. The Gold Coast streak forward. Trinity Mamo gives the penalty away, unfortunately. Now Redlands, as you said, good program as well for the Redlands club. Tap taken. Oh, dropped cold.
Well,
Tardavina.
you know, you got another Wallaroo out there for Redlands in 28, Shy Campbell. She was also a part of the 7's system when they first started up, so she's got a bit of experience. I think she's transitioned to the hooker role now in 15, so it's good to see her still out there having a run around the 7's.
Well, I can attest to that. All flying outside backs if they want to prolong their careers. That's where you generally end up.
You move forward, so...
Well, it's breakaway then hooker.
Yeah.
The Gold Coast, of course, no breakaways in 7's, but I'm talking 15 aside.
Could you see Shannon Parry doing that? Going from breakaway to front row in 15s? Or,
If she wants to play till she's 40, she might have to.
well, She definitely loves it to compete, Shannon, so you never know.
Oh, and here come the Gold Coast up the field looking for support. The ball's thrown wide.
It's very hard to defend a bounce pass, isn't it?
Yeah, the bounce pass, it popped up, and Berryman did well as it comes in. As it comes in, now the Gold Coast. It's neck and neck, it's 0-0. We may get the first scoreless half here in the Noosa Sevens.
Been end to end so far.
So picked up. Bennett's. Well, the pick and drive, we don't see that too often. And now the space comes out wide. Hollyman. She's taken out. And now it opens up down the short side for Redlands. I thought she was going to
I think that was high.
go across. I don't know. Tardavina, she's been run down a couple of times now. Maybe a little bit sore from yesterday, the hamstrings.
I know you said Andy Friend there before. Just it's great to see Andy here supporting this tournament, and you also got the former Australian Sevens coach and Mick O'Connor here, Hugh Carpenter. You know, there is people here from the ARU interested in this tournament and always out looking for talent ID. So it's crucial. These girls are being assessed for every game they play, and there's always someone watching. These girls got to remember that.
Yeah, I know in particular, I guess the 18s was appealing to Andy Friend yesterday with those players coming through, especially around the premier tournaments here.
Yeah, certainly. You know, those 18-year-olds, the more exposure they're getting to this Sevens format and style of play, we're really developing a strong player base here, and we've got to make sure our pathways back that up and support that with good development programs and buy-in from the clubs. Also, you know, we talked about these invitational teams. Half the time they do start is because clubs don't support an opportunity for their players to play for Sevens. So,
and there's such good opportunity for clubs, I guess, with prize money and all that sort of stuff as well. I mean, it's not going to make your club millions, but it's going to definitely help towards seasons. Clubs always, I guess, not crying poor, but wanting to be supported at a grassroots level. But this sort of stuff is supporting at a grassroots level.
100%. But like, if you could go out to your sponsors and say, for clubs from Sydney, look, we're going to get exposure at the Noosa Sevens. It's now a streamed event. You're going to get footage, and I'm sure you could give us numbers-wise how many people tuned in yesterday to watch. But also from the men's and women's aspect, and then down to your youth. It's a really... Look, if I was trying to pitch to the business, Sevens is something I would really encourage people to be a part of and really invest your time into.
Yeah, definitely as well. I mean, they're generally 2-day tournaments. It is generally a good social event. There's a party atmosphere. It's certainly great for families, great for kids coming through. I guess it's a somewhat safe game as well compared to some of the other sports.
Yeah, certainly. Well, look, the best thing about Sevens, it's a festival sport. It's a festival atmosphere. So every time you come, there's music playing, there's people around having fun, and people want to be involved. So, look, unfortunately, with the weather like this, it has been nice, but I think you look at Central Coast, there'll be a healthy crowd there, and I know Craig Morgan's working hard to put on a party atmosphere there. I reckon we should hit Craig up for a bit of commission how many times we've dropped his name
definitely. Maybe. Well, he's already looking after the Bar TV sports crew, as is Core Crew, our Sevens partner for this year, helping us bring all the live actions for the big tournaments throughout Australia.
I'll definitely drop into the box up at Bar TV for Central Coast there.
It's a hectic couple of days, that's for sure, but everyone's welcome, as always, to join us and give their expert opinion. So now the Gold Coast running right to left, playing in the green and white.
Actually, we've got Emma Sykes here in front of us and Lil Dick. I'll try and get them over for us to have a bit of a chat about the Aussie Sevens program and next week, eh?
Yeah, definitely, and we'll leave you to that as we now go forward as the Gold Coast turn the ball over. Redlands now attacking. They need to open the scoring. It's the first time in these couple of days. So there's been a 0-0 scoreline, and here come Redland streaking up the field again. 5 out. They need quick ball to the left. Have they turned it over? Yes, they have. It's a penalty. And pleasure now to be joined by a couple of superstars of the female 7's setup.
Aon Series winners.
The Aon Series winners, of course. I had the pleasure doing the NRC, following you guys around, I guess, after your games, commentating. But I'll tell you what, on display, it was unbelievable.
So actually, the 30 seconds girl, okay? So everyone wants to know, did you get the tattoo?
I'm about to.
So, this afternoon, fair dinkum. Are you nervous?
Nah, I've got 2 tattoos already, so I know that it doesn't hurt, but I reckon it'll just be for the men's.
The memes. All right, let's not talk about those memories. I'm
The
still
memes,
trying to
or
get over it.
is it the memes or the memes for later on when it gets photographed and you're wincing in pain?
Bit of both, I guess. Nah.
So, Sykes, you've got the series coming up against New Zealand down in Bendigo. How's preparation going for that?
Well, here, sorry to cut you off. We've got potentially the first try of this match. And the Gold Coast will open the scoring against the run of play. It's a very good try. Sally Southwell, I think it is, as we go back now.
Okay, so actually tell us about how's the prep going for the series against New Zealand?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. We had a big week this week, and obviously we'll taper off leading into the games. But we've been training really hard, and I think going into it, we'll be looking to go really strong and all that. So yeah.
Wonderful. So you've got some development girls coming in from the Aon series. That's a wonderful pathway and opportunity for those girls. We want to have a chat about probably some from your team, Mackenzie Sadler.
Yeah, Ken's played really well in the Aon thing, so I think she really deserves a chance to show what she's got. And I guess this series will show whether the girls are up for the World Series standard, considering obviously we'll be playing against New Zealand, which they're the best in the world at the moment. So if they can handle that, then they can handle the World Series. So it'll be a good tester for those girls, and I guess obviously all of us girls coming back and showing what we've got and all that.
Yeah, busy calendar for you girls this year, isn't it? So you got obviously Bendigo, then you go to Central Coast, and then kick off to the World Series. Is that the plan?
Yeah, so we have the series against New Zealand, then we have Central Coast, and then we have Oceania, and then we'll kick off the World Series in Dubai.
You should have some good memories from Oceania last year.
Yeah, that's where I made my, I guess, Australian debut.
So can I ask, sorry, for the Central Coast, I guess, is there 2 Opal sides going again this year? Is it something that's happening, or just the one?
No, just the one this year. We've decided to put in just our strongest team forward, so it will probably be just the best 12 running that we've got.
Well, the Gold Coast go in for another try, and there's certainly some talent out there. Of course, as we were saying before, these tournaments as well, a big part of the Australian 7's pathways. How often do you think some rough diamonds, I guess, turn up in this setup, in these tournaments?
Well, this time last year I was playing at this tournament, so I guess, yeah, I don't know. I don't know really.
Well, you consider yourself a rough diamond then?
Well, I don't know. I was.
now you're polished.
Well, I would say I probably still am, but.
No, well, how crucial are tournaments like the Noosa 7's and Central Coast for a player like yourself? You know, you were here 12 months ago playing.
Yeah, well, I guess that's where it kind of started off. I played here, and then I got invited to play at Central Coast with the development team, and then I guess I just took my opportunity then, and that's how it's all started. So I guess these tournaments really, if you can stand out in these tournaments, then they're going to have a look at you to see for future Aussie sides, I guess.
And you've obviously had the weekend off. While she's giving you the weekend off, you've come up to support the UQ girls?
Yeah, I'm water runner. Itching to get out there and play, actually, but obviously got to save myself for the big week coming up against New Zealand.
Is it true you do have your GPS on to just make sure you're getting some good data out there while you're running?
No, I wish.
And Redlands now attacking the line, looking to fight back here. It's 10-0, the scoreline.
And now we're joined by Lily Dick. gold medalist from the Youth Commonwealth Games.
A very good account as well here today over the weekend. You've been playing some impressive, open, expansive rugby.
So, Lily, tell us about the Bahamas and how was that experience for you, winning the gold medal?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Definitely the highest level of footy I've played at, and we had a great team and a great tournament, and we just really took our opportunities and got the win.
Speaking of Bahamas, I actually lived over there for 6 months.
I'm
And,
jealous.
and
I didn't want to leave.
what did you get to the fish fry at all?
No, we didn't. But
Yes.
our hotel had like lots of food stalls that we just got food for free. So.
Where'd you stay, Paradise Island?
No, we didn't, but not far from it.
Yeah,
It's a really
nice.
nice hotel.
It's an
still-
awesome spot of the world.
Do the Bahamas,
jealous.
do they do the shake and bake? Was it shark and bake? No?
Not when I was there.
Not well, okay. I spent a little bit of time. I did the Caribbean 7's series 1 year, and that was a fantastic experience through Trinidad and Tobago. Lily, tell us, just having a chat earlier with yourself, and just found out you're not going down to Bendigo to be a part of the the series with New Zealand. What's your reasons for not going?
I have my HSC starting tomorrow, so I have 3 exams this week, and I just thought it'd be better for me to focus on them and then have more opportunities in the future to go and play for Australia.
Yeah, definitely. Your schooling comes first, so you only get one crack at your HSC, or unless you don't want to go too.
No, I don't think I'll repeat. I just want to get out of there.
Well, here we go. We've got Tribe 7's about to come out here. Should we? We'll let the girls go. I know Lily wants to go to the canteen, get some food and some lollies.
Yeah, nice work. Thanks very much for joining us here in the Kennards commentary box. All the best for the rest of the year and, of course, the rest of the tournament. We'll catch you next time. We'll catch you at Central Coast.
All right. Lily, feel free to go up to the Tribe tent and say hello to a few people.
So here we go. Tribe 7's against the Defence 7's. Defence 7's, and both of these sides really fancied to take out
As the rain comes down.
well,
Absolutely
the rain has
bucketing.
not just come down, it's bucketing down again. It'll be intermittent on and off all day, and the ball bounced across field. It's McKellen picking up the scraps. And a special shout out to all our production team over the weekend. They've braved all the elements, and now the Tribe 7's looking to attack, but the ball spills forward, spills out. And it's Boland.
I think she's
Who
ran
comes up with
straight
the
into Liz Partu there.
I know Partu, she's been impressive in defence all weekend, hasn't she?
Oh, she can certainly hit. You don't want to run down her channel. Ideally, if I was coaching Adver, I'd say let's keep the ball away from that channel and try and find some safer places to run.
And McKislock just there, advancing the ball.
There we go. I think that's Emily Bass in for the first try.
Emily Bass scoring the try. Of course, she's been a big part of the Tribe 7's over the last couple of years.
Yeah. Emily's been in this system for a little while now. She did the Aon series for the Gold Coast under Benny Gollings down there.
Of course, Ben Gollings, a great fan of Bar TV Sports. He generally comes and commentates with us every now and then.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend of the Sevens game. If you know your Sevens history, Benny Gollings, I think, is still the highest point scorer in the World Series. So, you know, he knows his stuff, and to have someone like that in Australia helping girls is fantastic.
So, opening the scoring there for Tribe was Bass, as you mentioned, and she's had a really good tournament, as she always does.
Number 2 there, Georgia Hanaway, another one of the youth Aussie system that went over to the Bahamas. So that sprinkling's coming back through, and it's good to see those girls playing senior footy.
Yeah, it is, and it's going to come back to halfway with a free kick. The restart not quite there.
Keep your eyes on number 10 for Tribe, Ellie Fields. So she's a sprinter who's only just made the transition to rugby, and I believe her first games for rugby was a part of the Aon series at Griffith Uni under Mo there.
Yeah, she certainly scored a brilliant try down the sideline yesterday. Yep. As we see now, the defence side tackled right in front of us here. And Frankel, in her own right for the defence, scored a couple of blistering tries right through the middle yesterday.
Definitely.
Going the length of the field, as did Lockhart, playing in the 4 jersey for this defence side, and now defence looking to work their way up the field. Lockhart, bit isolated there, and they came through in numbers on the ball there, and obviously you can't do that in 7's rugby.
The Defence Force team, they're almost like an invitational side. You know, a lot of these girls are based all around Australia. They come from the Navy, Air Force and the Army contingent. So, look, how often do these girls get together and train? Not too often, but when they do get together, and they certainly put together some good performances. So keep an eye on them over this next couple of hours in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely representative side, I guess, for the Defence Forces.
Yeah.
And they play against each other as well in the Defence Force tournaments.
Is Bar TV doing the Defence Nationals yet? Is that something you're doing?
We're looking at doing it. Of course, a few hoops, a couple of production crew. I don't think they'd pass the test to get through security. But in any case, that's a whole other story.
That's very true.
We're keen to grow our portfolio of 7's rugby. So anyone listening out there on Bar TV Sports, contact us either on Facebook or josh@bartv.com.au.
That's a great plug for himself there. That's well done. Good tackle, Emily Bass. Good low. Laura Waldy over there for the steal.
We saw Frank on now as they go wide. The Defence Force trying to get it around the corner. Oh, they do get it around the corner. That is as good as you'll see.
Off the knee, play on.
As Lockhart kicks it forward. Now Tribe come up with it as Bass turns it inside.
To Georgia Hanaway.
Yeah, Hanaway was very good yesterday as well. Impressed at her progression in 7's.
I know we're just speaking to Lily Dick about education, and so she's missing the series for Australia. But number 11 out there, Laura Waldy, she was in the Australian 7's program and actually left the program to concentrate on her study as a dentist. She's going to be a dentist. So,
Ellie Field just spilling the ball there.
So if you need a mouth guard in a couple of years' time, I think you can probably go to Laura and she can sort you out.
I might just need a couple of teeth.
Yeah.
Given the schedule and the amount of healthy food I eat. Travelling around from airport to airport for Bar TV Sports.
So looking at the Defence Force jersey there, they represent, you got all 3 services represented there. So you got the red for Army, and obviously Navy for Navy, and the sky blue is actually the representative colour of the Air Force.
Yeah, there's definitely some cracking jerseys as well, and here they go up the side. It's Lockhart trying to kick-start his side's chances in this last of the women's matches.
Here we go, the sprinter's off.
Yeah, the sprinter's off.
He's off.
Here she goes, Ellie Field. Look how quick she is going down the field. They're going to get nowhere near her. Ellie Field, wow. She ran the length of it.
Dan Ganane would say, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, all right. Goodbye, good luck. And she certainly put the afterburners on. The dust was kicked up behind her and no one was coming close there, were they?
No, definitely not.
As we see there, she reaches for the ball. Good hands, good composure, and as you said, she's a sprinter. Great style.
You know, you have a look at that sprinting background. You know, while she went out, searched for a star, and they found Elliot Green. And so she's probably inspired another generation of footballers to come through with a sprinting athletics background.
Yeah, definitely. She is certainly one of the favourites. For sure, as we go towards half-time.
This is a very long half-time.
We'll just take a quick break and come back with all the second half action. And just as we send the scissor lift, the cameraman up again in the scissor lift, it is absolutely bucketing down here in Noosa, and the rain is going everywhere. It's going sideways, it's going left ways, it's going right ways, and it's blowing an absolute gale across here as we attempt and give our apologies to our viewers out there, because we're just trying to cover up everything as we watch a fascinating game here. And you can see on your screens there at home, it's tough work for our camera guys up the top on the Kennard scissor lift.
Nice dry box at the Central Coast, didn't you say?
Yeah, it certainly is. And we're just going to take a quick break and come back with all the action. So just with a few minor adjustments there, and you can see at home, intrepid conditions here at Noosa. Cyclonic almost. It's as if we're in the wet season at the top end. As we look at the footage, the Tribe side they're looking to advance the score. They're up 17-0, and they're going to go up further ahead now as they go towards the try line. Oh, nice try. Garcia going over.
Garcia, I'm pretty sure she went to the Rio Olympics for Spain, so there's a little bit of trivia for you, or fast fact information.
Yeah, true. And is it right that the Tribe side, do they sometimes have the Dutch players playing for them? Is that?
Yeah, they've got strong links with the Dutch, actually. Speaking of which, I just got a message from the Dutch coach saying they turn my mic up and not off. So
there we go.
Nice chat from him. But yeah, they've got strong links with the Dutch, and they've done really well. They've got ties all around the world for players. So from England, they've had some Kiwis. So it certainly gets shared around.
And of course, the men's side of the draw coming up next. The elite men's. After this match, it'll be interesting to see how they play, given the conditions have just turned on us again here at Noosa. They must be. The 7's gods must have been left out of something here, because I have not seen rain like this for a very long time.
It changes the whole complex of a 7's tournament with a bit of wet weather like this. So, skill level and the ability to adapt and change is what's crucial here.
Well, we mentioned before, how much does it change a side's tactics?
Oh, huge. We came in with the expectations. We wanted to throw it around and really show what 7's is all about and have a bit of fun and entertain. We've got to drop that back. You still have fun and entertain, but you just got to make sure you hold that ball and really treat it like a brick of gold. Well,
the Tribe side, they're still entertaining out there because they go over again.
I think you find that's young Rutherford, another sprinter who's come across to 7's, and she was part of the Bond team in the Aon series.
Yeah, she scored a couple of good tries in that series as well. Did Rutherford. And now, Magella, is it? Coming through for the kick. She's
not a bad striker of the ball. So
yeah, she cracked an absolute belter from about 10 in yesterday.
Oh, I'll put the curse on her.
Yeah,
sorry.
we've
sorry, Don. I know you're listening at home. Sorry, mate.
We've cursed her there. as we adjust our headsets accordingly for the downpour that's hitting us now.
What about the poor touchy out there? He's got no rain jacket. Poor bloke's in just a pair of running shoes.
Well, he's one of the volunteers from the Noosa club who've done a great job over the weekend. I mean, I was here at 5:30 this morning, and there was about 20 people from the Noosa club. They had a massive night here at the beach party. Yeah, I just stayed at the beach party.
Yeah,
I just slept in the sand.
500 people turned up for that beach
Yeah.
party in the driving rain. That's
How was it?
well, I was at home, mate. I was.
I know exactly how it was. It was awesome.
Awesome. But no, I was
Rhetorical.
at home. There were certainly a few sore heads when you walked in here this morning. But back to your volunteers, mate. The tournaments can't function and run without people like that, your volunteers.
So that's the end of that match, and that's the end of the women's this morning. We're going to take a quick break and come back with all the men's actions. We've got Caloundra
versus GPS.
Versus GPS, is it? Yes. Sorry, I can't see under the 5 tents we got in front of us. And thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you around these 7's tournaments. Good luck with the rest of the day. And we've got Caloundra taking on GPS. As we make some minor adjustments here in our commentary box. We go back out to the action as the rain eases a little bit. You can hear the Kennards scissor lift going down. We'll come back with the vision shortly. Of course, this is the bowl semi-final. So bear with us. We'll be back in a few short minutes with all the action here at the Noosa 7's. So just want to go to the single camera.